dude, acting like you got shot. Basketball players are the softest sometimes. It makes no sense. Reminded me of last year when the Kentucky player got a cramp. You would have thought he got 3 bullet wounds to the thigh or something.
Went out of the game for the remainder of the game.
Are you kidding me over a cramp? Man, it's just a different mindset from basketball players to football players. Because a cramp means in football that you lay there for a little bit, you can't move your leg, you walk off on your own, you get some Gatorade, you stretch, and then you try to play again. No one's carrying you off the field. My gosh. Basketball players. Not all of them, most of them. Soft. S-O-F capital T. Soft. Getting carried off the court for a cramp. 865-200-5503. Got a packed show for you today. Chris Lowe will join us at 8:15. 9:15 will be TJ Moe, former Missouri wide receiver. Does an awesome job covering the team. We'll talk to him about this Tennessee-Missouri game this weekend. And then 9:30, we'll talk to Grant Ramey. Go Vols 24/7. He covers basketball, does a great job, and we'll bring him in to go over this game and Tennessee's basketball schedule moving forward and how they can improve. We got some recruiting nuggets, basketball and football, that we'll get to today on the show as well. 8:50 a.m., 100.9 FM, Rocky Top Sports. Stay with us.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Backed by popular demand, shop tax-free at Better Mattress during the month of October. Save hundreds of dollars store-wide. Better Mattress will pay your sales tax on any purchase. My Better Mattress has me sleeping better than ever, and it's handcrafted in East Tennessee, so I know it is made to last by good people who care about the quality of their work. Better Mattress makes it so easy to choose a mattress, you can get started right now. Visit bedrmattress.com and click on Mattress Prescription. Answer a few questions, and they'll send you some options to start with. Plus, at Better Mattress, shoppers sleep worry-free. If you don't like it after 100 nights, they'll swap it out for you. And your Better Mattress will come with a 20-year warranty. Shop Better Mattress tax-free this month only. Good night just got better. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sautéed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
Do you want a custom-themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in in your phone right now. 865-540-8300. Because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man.
Eight 255 B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. The Swain Event is fueled by Dead End BBQ, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Today is their slider special where you can get a ton of different sliders there. You got the Cuban, you have the brisket and horseradish, you got the chicken tender slider, the BBLT, which is the bologna, bacon, and lettuce tomato slider. All good stuff there. Dead End Barbecue. That is today's special. Right there on Sutherland Avenue. Let's go to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Let's bring in Nathan. Nathan, good.
You know what? The holiday season reminds me of SEC football. You need touchdowns over turnovers. So let me tell you about my friends who are ready to help. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union is ready to help you make this holiday season special for you and your family. They offer a special holiday loan at a very low interest rate and affordable payment to help you make those purchases for your family this holiday season. Oh, I get it. You're going all out this year. You're going to get that car, that boat, motorcycle, or camper for that special someone in your life. Alcoa 10 has the lowest interest rates around. They have money ready to lend you to help you make this holiday season one you would never forget. The process is fast, easy, and painless, and the decisions are made local, so you gotta give the loan experts at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union a call, 865-977-3118, or check them out and apply online, atfcu.com. Better rates, better service, Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Good morning, individuals. Ben McKee, Charlie Burris, Jason Swain here with you. 850 AM, 100.9 FM, Rocky Top Sports. 865-200-5503 is our telephone number to the B Dry Waterproofing Hotline on a beautiful Tuesday. Nice and chilly outside. Perfect football weather. But we don't have to really worry about that around here right now. Unless you want to go outside and play with your friends, play catch or something. But anyways, hope you have a great Tuesday, and thank you for joining us to help you start your Tuesday off right. It's never a dull moment here on Rocky Top. Another coaching search. Whippy. And Tennessee's going to have to replace Tyson Helton. Yesterday, we said that Tyson Helton should be named the Western Kentucky coach in the next 24 to 48 hours. Yeah, that was like a few hours. That deal was done, I think, for a while. Really quick for Tyson Helton to clean his office out yesterday. After, 2 days, he was in Vanderbilt coordinating the offense. Happened pretty fast. But that's the business, right? That's the business. You are paid to do a job. Your job is to coordinate. And whether or not you've taken a job before or you in the negotiations during your prep for Vanderbilt, it happens. That's part of it. He did not do a great job during that game. The staff didn't do a good job. The players didn't do a good job. Everyone stunk it up. Simple as that. But here we go, moving forward with probably the biggest hire for Jeremy Pruitt. Moving forward, Jerry Garantano will have his fourth quarterback coach, offense coordinator, 4 years. Whether or not you think he's going to be the guy next year or not doesn't matter. He's going to have his 4th offense coordinator in 4 years. And that is not ideal at all. But I understand why things are where it is right now. Ben, Charlie, good morning. Ben, I know you okay. Charlie, you all right, man? You need some.
What do you mean I'm okay? My Steelers lost.
Yeah, but
they didn't lose that bad.
You've had time to, recover. Coach Z, it was Coach Z and the Broncos.
No. I would say, well, it depends on how you look at it. I would say the Titans and the Steelers loss is of equal for different reasons. At least the Titans were blown out by a good team, whereas the Steelers lost to a team they should have beat.
You're still in first place, Ben.
They should have beat the 4-6 Broncos.
You're still in first place.
They put up 500 yards of offense and turned it over 4 times.
You're still in first place. That's what matters. Being in first place and playing hot at the right time of the season. Ben, you okay. And you've had time to recover. Time heals. Now, Charlie, on the other hand, woo! Charlie, you okay this morning?
Yeah, I can make a really good argument that the loss last night was a little more hurtful than what happened to the Steelers because it more or less eliminated the Titans from the playoffs. Statistically, now a 14% chance to make it into the playoffs. You basically have to win the AFC South.
But you're saying there's a chance.
That's not going to happen. I mean, yeah, technically there is a chance of the Titans. You have to win out. I mean, you have to win out from this point.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Yeah, no kidding. This is so frustrating. Marcus Mariota, 22 of 23, 304 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable night. He had more yards running the ball.
He was great.
And the defense is just a sieve.
Well, not only that,
I mean, you can't put a good game together. It's incredibly frustrating.
And how does your quarterback play that well and you only produce 17 points? That is so weird.
Because he produced that well and got sacked 6 times.
That helps.
One of those produced a fumble, a strip sack, and I mean, it's just the offensive line sucks. The defense has completely lost its brain. I don't know. This season, as far as football goes, this season is basically over for me now. No Tennessee bowl game, no playoffs for the Titans. Whoop-de-doo.
Well,
here we are.
It's not just the Titans. It's the whole state of Tennessee. After that beautiful Kentucky weekend, everything has gone to crap. Just with
no kidding.
The Grizzlies have lost 2 in a row. The Preds have lost 2 out of the last 3, and everybody's hurt, and they're not looking good. And the Titans lost, and Tennessee football, Tennessee basketball lost in overtime to Kansas. It's just, ugh. Even the Lady Vols had to go to overtime to beat UAB.
We'll get it back tomorrow night, though. Tennessee plays Eastern Kentucky, I believe, in that.
Get y'all a teddy bear, man.
That one should be a snooze.
Fouls by 50.
Do y'all need a teddy bear to cuddle?
Y'all, last time I checked, you're from Tennessee, too.
Yeah, but I'm not woe is me like the rest of y'all. Oh, my gosh, it's just a bad week, and I'm just terrible.
It's been a bad 2 weeks.
It's just bad. Hey, moving forward, Tennessee basketball, we know they're good. They only dropped a spot. They let you know how much respect they have. To lose to Kansas, only drop a spot, and because Nevada is a good basketball team and they deserve respect, they move up. We're good with Tennessee basketball. Tennessee football, yes, it's very stressful. I am encouraged by our young players. I am. Talk can be cheap. Talk is not always cheap, though. These freshmen, these young players have been given the green light by Jeremy Pruitt. These guys met with Jeremy Pruitt as a team. These freshmen, these young players have been given the green light to go out there and recruit because Pruitt let those guys know we need players. We need players to come in and help you guys. We need more dudes. And you can tell. You can tell the energy with the younger players versus the older players. You can tell. The old heads, I guess they're getting their resume together. Maybe they're getting on career builder. Maybe they're doing that because it's not going to be – you're not going to be playing in the NFL. You're not. Most of these guys are not going to play in the NFL. So here we go. Early signing period is around the corner. Tennessee is looking for an offensive coordinator. You might want to get an offensive coordinator sooner than later so you can sell
this offense or this potential offense to these recruits. A lot of names that we'll talk about. A lot of offensive coordinator candidates. And I'll be honest, I'm open to all of them. That's named. What? You're open to all of them? But what about their name? Yeah, they all have a name. The name doesn't produce results. Preparation, execution produces results. And you don't have to have a flashy name to do it. My stance is the same as it was when Tennessee was looking for a head coach. Name doesn't produce points. Execution, coaching, fundamentals, attention to detail, relationships, that produces success. You don't have to have the big name to do that. We will go through the list of names that have been mentioned connected to the Tennessee offensive coordinator job here on the Swain Event. Fueled by Dead End BBQ, 850 AM, 100.9 FM. Do not go anywhere. Stay with us, and we'll be right back.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Big shopping month. You know the big box stores are going to fight for your dollars, but do they care about anything else? Don't forget about your locally owned stores like Better Mattress. They care about way more than just your dollar, and they work harder to earn your business. That means you get a better product, better service, and better deals. During November, get an adjustable base for just $1 with select mattress purchase. That's a savings of up to $1,200. Better Mattress has prices, service, and products you can't get anywhere else. My Better Mattress adjustable base, you can get one for just $1 with select purchases at Better Mattress this month. Start shopping now at bedrmattress.com. Good night just got better. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sauteed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. And right now you can take advantage of their holiday menu. We just finished up Thanksgiving. Christmas is now on the clock, around the corner. Ben, do you have your Christmas tree up?
I do not.
Charlie, do you have your Christmas tree up?
Actually, not yet. And surprising, my wife is like all about it. She's like, listen to Christmas music on Thanksgiving Day, kind of all about it. But
is yours up? I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's up.
Granted, I haven't really.
Well, you haven't been in that part of the house, but yeah, Christmas tree is up, my friend, and got to start blasting the Nat King Cole soul Christmas music. You can't beat soul Christmas music. You can't beat it.
I don't really start listening to Christmas music until a week or two before Christmas.
Hey, man.
I wish I could, but the woman I live with will not allow that.
But that also changed. I'm talking about me going out of my way to listen to Christmas music.
Yes.
Isn't until a week or two before. But with my mother, my sister, my fiance, I can't escape it.
Little Boys to Men, some Nat King Cole, some Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston Christmas music. Oh,
get you Ella Fitzgerald, A Swingin' Christmas. That's a great Christmas record, man.
Real quick before we move on, what is your favorite Christmas song?
I don't know.
Mine's Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
God,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Now I got like weird choices though, because I listen to like folk music, and it's gonna sound ridiculous. Yeah, we can move on.
All right, so offense coordinator names. I'm just throwing some names out there that I've heard from everywhere. Okay, and then we'll talk about how serious they are and if they are good fits. Okay, that is the most important thing here, guys. Is are they a good fit and are they qualified? Fit, qualifications. That's the only thing that matters here. Repeat with me, guys. Fits. Qualifications. That's what matters here. It's not about the name. It's about if they're qualified. And if it's a good fit here. Do y'all hear that? I'm talking really slow because that's important. Why is it important? Because I'm going to give you some examples that prove that it's important.
Sounds to me like Peyton Manning's going to be the next OC.
Yeah, let's.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So Matt Canada a couple years ago was the biggest name in college football, offensive coordinator. Ed Orgeron brings him in. It's a disaster. He's qualified, but it wasn't a good fit. How about when Lane Kiffin went to Alabama? Oh, it was great. It was great until it wasn't. And because of Lane Kiffin's, I'll use quotations here, behavior, Nick Saban got fed up. So much fed up that he bounced Lane Kiffin right before the national championship game. You can blame Nick Saban all you want to, but Lane Kiffin should have never given Nick Saban a reason to do that. And Alabama loses the national championship to Clemson because they had 9 3-and-outs. Jalen Hurts against Clemson. 9 3-and-outs. Big name. It worked. But it cost Alabama the national championship. That was in 2016. You can get the big names. Awesome. That's cool. But are they qualified? And are they a good fit? Fit. You look at Auburn. A couple years ago, Chip Lindsey was one of the biggest names in college football coming out of Arizona State. Ties to the state of Alabama. He is a Huntsville boy. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
He goes to Auburn. It is a complete crap storm. The coaching staff at Auburn, crap storm. They're not on the same page. You got players fighting. And we'll get to that later because that's going to be really good for Tennessee's recruiting. But he was the big name. But Gus Malzahn, he can't let go. He can't. That is why the coordinator before left to go to UConn. who was his quarterback in Arkansas. When Gus Malzahn was a high school football coach at Arkansas. God, his name escapes me. Was it Rhett Lashley?
Yes.
So Rhett Lashley was his quarterback in Arkansas. Rhett Lashley was his offense coordinator at Auburn. And Rhett Lashley saw, my goodness, my career is going to stall if I don't get out of here because Gus Malzahn is micromanaging. He won't let go. So he leaves. You're supposed to hang on to a guy like that. You played quarterback for him, and he's blowing up. You should be able to ride the Gus Malzahn train all the way to you becoming a head coach. But Rhett Lashley got out, bringing in Chip Lindsey, and Gus Malzahn had to change it all. It's the reason why Auburn is thinking about firing this dude and giving him $28 million because of the dysfunction. They're afraid that Gus Malzahn can't get this team back. Why else would you want to fire him right now? $28 million. They feel like they can get someone better right now. Gus Malzahn is piss poor at managing a staff. That is why Auburn is in the position that they're in.
There's been some rumors yesterday, and we'll talk about those during around the SEC. If Gus gets fired, yes, no. That's Tennessee OC?
No. No, man.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not as quick to say no.
Why?
There are other guys I would rather have, but if you swing and miss on those guys.
How is he a good fit in Tennessee?
I think he's good X's and O's wise. I think he's a better coordinator than he is leader of a program.
His offensive philosophies are night and day different than what Pruitt wants to do. But that's what I'm talking about. That's getting caught up in the name. No. You want to do that up-tempo, fast-paced, elementary school offense where you don't evaluate a quarterback properly, you don't develop a quarterback properly. You can do that, but not at Tennessee. Cool. But I lost my train of thought. Thanks a lot. Auburn is in the position that they're in right now because their staff, they're not cohesive. They're not on the same page. And that's what's important. Look at what happened at Tennessee over the years. Look what happened at LSU with Matt Canada. Look what's happening to Auburn. It's about the staff being able to work together and the offense coordinator being qualified. It's not about names. If Cliff Kingsbury comes in, yeah, he has a great name, but if he does something totally different than what Pruitt wants philosophy-wise, how is that going to work? Bob Shoop was a big name coming in as defense coordinator. Did it work?
Nope.
It did not work.
Because of Butch Jones.
Is Bob Shoop a good coach?
Heck yes.
I think he's proven that right now. So there's this thinking that you got to have a big name. Here's why. We think we got to have a big name. Derek Dooley, Butch Jones. Two head coaches that we've had to Google. And when we Googled those guys, it wasn't like all the information we needed was on the first page. We had to get to like the fourth or fifth page to find out about Butch Jones and Derek Dooley. When Derek Dooley hired an offense coordinator, who did he hire? Jim Chaney. Who? Dude, Jim Chaney's a boss. Broke records here offensively at Tennessee. We went out, we hired Mike DeBoer. What? Who? Mike DeBoer broke some of those records with Josh Dobbs. It's about quality. It's about the qualification. It's about the fits. And for Mike DeBoer, it wasn't a good fit because the culture was toxic, so he left. It was spun that he retired and he wanted to spend more time with his family. But he's the offense coordinator in Indiana. Like they spend less time just because he's at a different school. No, the fit was off, so he left. It's about fits. It's about qualifications. It's not about the name. Now, the big name guys could also be qualified. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's about fits, and there's a lot of names here. Now, first, let's go to the phones. We'll come back, and then we'll go through these names. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning.
Hey, you talking about having a bad week in a lot of ways. Last week is Dead Burn deer hunting, and a buck run out in front of us and totaled our truck. Had to get a rental car that wouldn't haul all the stuff we took. So it was a mess. And then go through that game, it just kind of added to it. But
yeah, but you got dinner though. You got dinner and lunch.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a good thing.
That's good. I did. Hey, the thing about it is, I tell you what, Elton, it's a good thing that for him that he didn't have to make a decision about coaching a bowl game. Of course, they played like they didn't want to play.
Correct.
But so I don't know about that. But at least he didn't have to make a decision whether or not he was going to coach or not, and the coach didn't have to make a decision whether he wanted him to coach or not. And so I guess there's some good things in that direction. But talking about coaches fit or non-fit, I think if they could find somebody like George Quarles that's really can call offensive, I think would be a good fit. I don't know how many George Quarles there are out there to choose from.
There's a lot.
Somebody like, yeah. Well, some of those would be a pretty good direction, I think.
Yeah.
But I was just going to throw that out there and see what you thought about it, and go in that direction.
It's not crazy, Turkey Man. And thanks for the phone call, buddy. It's not crazy. I'm a huge George Quarles fan. I think George Quarles can be what Gus Malzahn was when he left Arkansas. I think it was Springdale High School in Arkansas. I want to say that's right. I think George Quarles is right there with Gus Malzahn as one of the best high school coaches ever. I do. I believe that. And I'm not scoffing at it. I'm not laughing at it. I think Rush Probst is right there too. I think Rush Probst is the real deal. I played against him. The dude has been a winner, a champion for the last 2 decades.
Now, on that note, and this really applies to both. Quarles would be jumping from D2 Furman, and Probst would be jumping from high school. How big are those jumps? Would you estimate? Would it be overwhelming for either of those coaches, you think?
I don't think so. I mean, those guys are great offensive minds. At the end of the day, football is played with 11 dudes. And when there's a lot of guys in a box, you pass it. When there's a lot of guys in pass protection, you run it. It's about creating matchup. It's about using your talent to the best of your abilities. It's about keeping the defense on their heels. And I think a George Quarles or a Rush Probst could be successful at college. That's why I'm not laughing at it or scoffing at it. Here are the names. Volquest has Jim Bob Cooter. Obvious connection because he played here at Tennessee. He is literally right down the road from my house and your house, Ben. Right down the road. He's from that area. Was a walk-on here. A fan favorite. He's done a decent job this year. Not his best work. He had some better moments earlier in his career there with the Lions, but he is a guy that's been mentioned. Now, a couple pro days ago, I talked to Jim Bob about coming home. He was like, "No, I'm not trying to recruit." So, does he feel the same way, or has he changed his mind? Will Friend, who is currently the offensive line coach on the staff, who was the offensive coordinator at Colorado State under Mike Bobo, and they put up major numbers at Colorado State. And Will Friend was calling plays. It wasn't like a Gus Malzahn situation where Chip Lindsey's just a figurehead title coordinator, but he wasn't calling plays. It was more Gus Malzahn. No, Will Friend was really calling plays at Colorado State. Yes, so Will Friend has experience. Will Friend is qualified, but he doesn't have the name. Jim Bob Cooter obviously has the name, right? I mean, he had the name when he was born.
It's a great name, yeah.
Yeah, he had the name. Mm-hmm. Hire him the moment mom and dad signed that birth certificate. Jim Bob Cooter, Tennessee offensive coordinator right now. So here's the name. Dan Enos.
I like. Gimme.
Now, I like me some Dan Enos too. Now, Dan Enos is a former head coach who left being a head coach to take the offensive coordinator position at Arkansas under Brett Bielema. I don't think Dan Enos liked the way it was going. So he dipped. He left. Peace out. Whatever you want to say. He gone. He left.
Bye, Felicia.
Correct. Bye, Felicia is correct. And he goes to Alabama. Dan Enos is a quarterback developer. If you don't believe me, look at the improvement. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a better passer. You do see him a lot in the third, fourth quarter this year. But Jalen Hurts is an improved passer. A lot of that goes to Dan Enos. He is a great developer of the quarterback position. He has a philosophy that matches what Pruitt wants to do more than probably anyone on the list. Maybe one or two other guys. But Dan Enos is a fit, and he's qualified. Freddie Kitchens is a former Alabama quarterback. He has a ton of experience in the NFL. He is currently the offense coordinator with the Cleveland Browns, and all of a sudden they're playing some good football now. He is running the show offensively because they fired Todd Haley and they got rid of Hugh Jackson. So he is the offense coordinator, and looks like Baker Mayfield's taking a turn. He is also qualified. The reason why I like an NFL coordinator is because at the NFL level, it's all about matchups, X's and O's, using your talent. Some of these college offense coordinators, they have a system. Doesn't matter if it's Alvin Kamara, if it's Jalen Hurts, they're going to run what they're going to run. They're not going to say, oh, we got Alvin Kamara. You know what? Let's match him up against a linebacker in space. Let's draw that up. That's what you're seeing with the Saints. You're seeing guys being schemed up. You see that with Josh McDaniels with the Patriots. I like NFL coordinators because it's all about matchups. I like me some Freddie Kitchens, even though he's a Bammer. You got Chip Lindsey, we'll talk about, Hugh Freeze, Cliff Kingsbury, Brian McClendon, who Pruitt made a run at before.
That boy can work.
He's the offense coordinator of South Carolina. Chris Winkie is in-house. 247 put out these names, and Josh Niblett, who is the head coach at Hoover High School right now, and then Rush Probst, who is the former head coach at Hoover, who is at Colquitt County, and both of them are champions in their own right. So a lot of names we'll get to, and then I have another name that I like that's not been mentioned on either website, that's not been mentioned at all, except for maybe some inner circles here and there, and I'll tell you about that after the break too. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ. Stay with us.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price.
Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Beatty Chevrolet is celebrating 85 years of low prices. And during Truck Month, choose from over 400 trucks and SUVs, all deeply discounted. Like a new Silverado, now 25% off. A new Equinox, now 20% off. And a certified pre-owned 15 Equinox or Terrain, now $16,995. Plus, buy with confidence with the Beatty warranty for life.
Big selection and even bigger savings. That's why it's better at Beatty Chevrolet.
Stock number 232, savings off MSRP, include all dealer savings and manufacturer incentives with approved credit list finance through GMF. Offer expires 8/31/18.
Big Orange football is better alongside another Tennessee tradition, Mrs. Grissom's salad. Mrs. Grissom's ready-made snacks and meals are perfect for game day. Crowd favorites like the select pimento cheese and cranberry pecan chicken salad are delicious and easy to grab and go right from the grocery store. Going to the game? Visit Mrs. Grissom's in Vol Village for the must-have panini grilled pimento cheese hot dog. Man, select the best. Select Tennessee's own Mrs. Grissom's.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event. Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
All right, we're going around the SEC, and then we're going to jump right back into the coaching search for the new offense coordinator. We got to get to the phones as well. So, Ben, what do we have for around the SEC today?
We have a couple little tidbits here and there in football and basketball. We'll start with basketball first. Last night, Wofford embarrassed South Carolina by 20 points, 81-61 on South Carolina's home floor. And just everybody say a prayer for South Carolina's basketball team because Frank Martin is going to, oh boy, to be a fly inside the walls of, what is it, Colonial Life Arena in Columbia in those practices. Those are not going to be fun for those players. You had Alabama squeak out a win over Murray State, 78-72. Mississippi State beat down Alcorn State. But the big SEC basketball news came over the weekend on Sunday when they lost to Kent State because Darius Garland suffered a meniscus injury and will miss probably 6 to 8 weeks, is out indefinitely. The good news is that there's no structural damage to the MCL or the ACL, so it looks like Vanderbilt will get him back before SEC play, which is good for him personally. You never want to see somebody get hurt, and there's a lot of draft boards that had him going in the top 10, so a couple things to watch out for there. And then yesterday, you had a couple Gus Malzahn tidbits dropping on the interwebs, on the twitter.com from Josh Moon of AL.com. He tweeted out, "Turns out Gus Malzahn's job at Auburn isn't nearly as safe as once thought. There is a serious movement among high-powered officials at AU to fire him to the point that a replacement has been identified and initial meetings held to gauge interest." And Josh Moon, later on his Twitter feed, everybody can go through and check it out, he tweeted out a lot of things that I don't have time to go through. But essentially, he was hinting at Bob Stoops, the former Oklahoma head coach. So that is something to pay attention to. And then something of note for Tennessee fans that will not make them happy is the Broyles Award finalists for the nation's top assistant coach was announced yesterday. And there are 2 SEC coaches on there. Alabama offensive coordinator Mike Locksley, expected. Alabama's offense was tremendous this season. And then the other SEC coach, Mississippi State defensive coordinator Bob Shoop.
12 touchdowns allowed this season. Best in the nation, and second best was 19. Appalachian State, actually. Interesting enough.
Somebody needs to go hire Scott Satterfield ASAP.
Yeah, I was surprised he did not get a look from UNC. But that's a little bit beside the point. I mean, what a job by Shoop down there in Mississippi State, man. The freaking Butch Jones effect. Too bad he couldn't do that here.
Hey, man. That's why when folks was trashing Shoop, I just never could really get on board with that. It just didn't make sense. The guy was a good coach. 2 other stops. He gets here, and he falls off the cliff. No, he didn't forget how to coordinate, man. He didn't. So he's a good coach. That should let you know it's about fits. Not about names all the time. And really, no one was a good fit working with Lyle Allen Jr. But anyways.
You said Junior the last couple of times you mentioned him. Where did Junior come from?
He's a junior.
Is he? Is his dad? I don't remember his dad's name.
Where else would it come from?
I just thought it was another dig at him that he's not his own person or something on those. I don't recall his dad's name.
He's a junior. All right, let's get to the phone. Let's get to Jay. Jay, good morning.
Swain, good morning, buddy.
What's up, man?
Hey, so Swain, some of these offensive coordinator names that I've been hearing and seeing, they just don't make sense to me. This is a huge hire for Jeremy Pruitt.
Absolutely.
I have the utmost faith in him, and I know he's a great football coach, and I'm pulling for him. But this is a huge hire. You can't go just the high school coaches. You can't go do that. You can't. I don't care how many games George Quarles and Russ Probst has won. You can't give them the offensive coordinator position at Tennessee when it's this important of a hire. When you're trying to, you're not Alabama where you're getting 25 stars every class, and it doesn't matter who you bring in as the OC. You can't do that.
I understand the optics there. I'm telling you right now, Rush Probst is qualified, but I get it. I understand. I understand what you're trying to say, but I'm letting you know right now, Rush Probst is probably more qualified than some of these names on this list who are offense coordinators already.
Well, Swain, I just have to agree to disagree with you on that one, buddy.
Hey, man, I played against Rush Probst, and I followed Rush Probst for a decade and a half. But that's cool. We can disagree.
But let me ask you some of these other names, Swain. So a lot of them I'm seeing, like, Dan Enos makes sense to me. But a lot of them I'm seeing that they run spread offenses. They don't run the kind of offense that anything close to what Jeremy Pruitt runs or says that he wants to run. So how would that work? I mean, you take Chip Lindsey, for example. Is this Chip Lindsey a situation where it's basically Bob Shoop at Tennessee? He's running Gus Malzahn's offense? Because I don't want that Auburn offense. That's a gimmick offense. Remember when you used to say in Butch Jones's offense, the quarterback has to be Superman. And basically like what Dobbs did, the quarterback, for it to work, the quarterback has to be Superman. To me, that's kind of how it is. If you don't have Superman, if you don't have Cam Newton in that offense, that's a gimmick offense. Just can't really function on a consistent level.
Yeah.
I think that's been proven.
I do agree with that offense. Dan Enos was brought into Arkansas when Bielema was the head coach because Bielema didn't run a spread. He ran more multiple downhill running. Dan Enos would be a great fit for what Pruitt wants to do, and Dan Enos is a great quarterback developer. So Dan Enos doesn't run a quote-unquote spread. Chip Lindsey, he doesn't call plays at Auburn. That's the problem at Auburn. That's why Gus Malzahn is on the hot seat, and they're willing to pay him $28 million because it is an absolute ish storm. It's the reason why Rhett Lashley left Auburn, and Gus Malzahn is his mentor. He left his mentor to go to UConn to be the OC because he was being micromanaged. So you're not the offense coordinator at Auburn. That is Gus Malzahn. So I don't look at Chip Lindsey and go, oh, well, just look at the numbers. It's not good, so that means he's not good. No, look at the situation. Gus Malzahn has ruined that situation there with his offense coordinators in the last 4 years.
Do you think Chip Lindsey or some of these guys that are being mentioned would come in here, and I guess like you said, the fit has to be right. Would they come in here and run a pro-style offense? When basically some of these guys, Dan Enos has ran a pro-style, so that's why I said he makes sense. But Hugh Freeze or Chip Lindsey or some of these guys that are kind of quote unquote spread guys, would there be a transition having to come to Tennessee and run what Jeremy Pruitt wants to run is what I mean.
Yeah, look at Chip Lindsey during his time, and thanks for the phone call, Jay. Look at Chip Lindsey during his time at Arizona State and what they were able to do there. He can do it all. And I don't want folks to look at a spread offense and just think about Butch Jones. A passive offense that, at times would have some really, really, really good aggressive downhill running, but that wasn't what we did. We were more east to west. We were more, zone blocking, not man-to-man. I'm going to knock you out for 4 quarters. I'm going to dominate you for 4 quarters. It wasn't that type of blocking. Give me a guy who's multiple, who can do it all. When it's time to run, we're going to run. When it's third down and short, we're going to run right at you. We're going to run even when you know we're running. But when it's time to pass, we're going to do it all. We're going to challenge you vertically. We're going to challenge you horizontally, sideline to sideline, and north and south. We need to be able to do it all. Look at Clemson. You look at Ohio State. You look at Alabama. They all look the same. They're not a spread offense or a pro style. They're multiple. They can do it all. When you have good players, you can do what you want when you want. That's what we need to be. When it's time to run short yardage, let's do it. Let's put a D tackle at fullback. Let's put a tight end at fullback. When everyone in the stadium knows it's a short run, we run it. What I get frustrated with, and I think a lot of fans get frustrated with, when it's obviously a short down situation, we're in shotgun and we're running some trickery that's passive, that's east and west, instead of running right at people's neck. It's the mentality. So I don't want folks to look at pro style and go, okay, it's I formation all the time under center. No, you can be in shotgun. You can be in shotgun, but when it's time to run, it's time to run. When it's time to eat up clock to help the defense and protect the defense, we got to do that. That's what Jeremy Pruitt wants. That's what Nick Saban wants. That's what Kirby Smart has going on. Not just throwing the ball every time and not really having an understanding of complementary football. Got to get to Sean. We'll get to Robbie in Georgia coming up next.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Today looks to be sunny with a high of 69 and a low around 51. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high of 72 and a low around 61. There is a 90% chance of rain on Thursday with highs in the upper 60s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
Gentlemen, when it comes to taking care of your health, sometimes the first step is the hardest. Low T Center is making it easier to take that first step. It all starts with knowing the numbers that are essential to a man. Testosterone levels, blood pressure, cholesterol, prostate, and thyroid. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to get all these levels checked and more. Low T Center specializes in men's health and has expanded their services, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, hypertension, severe allergies, high cholesterol, diabetes, and annual physicals, along with testosterone replacement therapy. The physicians at Low T Center not only want to help you feel good again, they want to help you prevent any serious health problems moving forward. Now, with the holistic approach to your overall health and wellness, Low T Center is making it more convenient for men to take care of their health, and most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify for you. Take the first step for your health and call 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain Event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give Be-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, That's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
It's almost football time in Tennessee, which means it's time to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Tommy Bahama, and all those retro logos you love. Don't forget about your game day crew. Plenty of selection for the ladies, the little balls, and to upgrade their tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com.
More than 23 million Americans have diabetes. Uncontrolled diabetes increases your chance of kidney disease, leg and foot ulcers, and even limb amputation. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and the vascular surgeons at Premier Surgical Associates urge those with diabetes to keep it under control. Manage your blood sugar levels, exercise, don't smoke, and get regular checkups. It's also important to keep your feet and legs healthy. Diabetes makes it harder for wounds and infections to heal. Diabetes is a chronic condition, but it can be managed. Visit premiersurgical.com right now for more information. Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Don't remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
Attaboy is brought to you by Premier Surgical and premiersurgical.com.
More than 23 million Americans suffer from diabetes, and November is Diabetes Awareness Month. The vascular surgeons of Premier Surgical urge those with diabetes to keep it under control by managing blood sugar levels, exercising, not smoking, and getting regular checkups. Diabetes is a chronic condition, but it can be managed. Visit premiersurgical.com for more information. That's Premier Surgical, expertise you can trust. I actually have an attaboy out of the state of Florida. It's not a for what. How crazy is this? So a dog in Brooklyn, New York, 18 months ago ran away from its owner. Well, it ran away from the owners who were temporary owners. The actual owner had been killed in a tragic shooting just weeks before, and then the dog was given, I believe, to the person's parents, and the dog ran away from the parents. And 18 months go by, and this dog is gone, and they just figure, well, you know, he ran out on his own. 18 months go by, and out of nowhere, a family from Florida finds the dog 1,200 miles away. The dog's name is Sinatra. And Rose and Denise Viral are the mom and daughter that found the dog. They were able to discover that the dog had a chip in it. From the chip, they found the family in Brooklyn, and they reunited the dog with its family in Brooklyn after 18 months. It's an incredible story. Who knows how the dog got there? I mean, it's basically what's that old movie where with the dogs and the cats that have the great adventure, and it sounds like I can't remember what that movie's called. Watched it when I was a kid. Homeward Bound? I don't know. But anyway, it sounds like the dog basically went through something like that. It went from Brooklyn, New York, down to Florida. It's an amazing thing. Reunited with its owners. And Maria Willis, the owner in Brooklyn, said, thankful to God for bringing him home and thankful for all those who helped in that journey.
I like it, man. I'm a big pet fan, so anything with dogs makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Let's get to the phones, and let's get to Sean. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, Sean.
First of all, I guess on this OC discussion, something it may just be because we've had a coaching search for the last 10 years, it seems like, but
yeah,
we are not going to hire George Quarles as the offensive coordinator at the University of Tennessee.
No, it ain't gonna happen, man. It ain't gonna happen. But it wouldn't be a coaching search without mentioning him.
I mean, I feel like Chevy Chase. I want to just go on a rant, start screaming and yelling. But I mean, I follow. I mean, obviously, I'm a huge ETSU fan and follower, so I follow the SoCon. And I mean, just real quick, his offense at Furman was 82nd in the nation in FCS schools. That's out of 124 teams. He was number 7 in the SoCon Conference in a mostly defensive type conference. Very, very few offenses that lit it up in that conference. So that needs to just go away. People that played for him, people in Knoxville and Maryville and all that, gosh, just go away. Stop it.
Hey, Sean, let me add something, too. People also need to understand why Gus Malzahn got his opportunity at Arkansas is because they wanted Mitch Mustaine, who was his quarterback, and so that was like a package deal. Now, I wouldn't be mad if Tennessee did one of those things. Ole Miss did that with Shea Patterson a couple years ago, bringing in his brother. I ain't mad at doing that at all, but people need to understand kind of why Gus Malzahn got that opportunity.
Yes. And just real quick, and I'll jump off the phone. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I don't want to talk too much. But I agree. It doesn't have to be a big name. I mean, there are a couple big names that I think would probably fit in with Pruitt.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's got to be somebody that can take over that room.
Yes.
Somebody that earns the respect of the players and all the coaches, that doesn't have to have Pruitt looking over his shoulder all the time. That is 100% confidence in his play calling abilities and coaching up those kids, because we don't need Pruitt having to watch over the offense, constantly. That's not a good situation. So I agree. It doesn't have to be a good big name, but it's got to be somebody that's not trying to learn on the fly like we just had this year.
100% agree with you, Sean. Robbie and George is my man, but I don't want to cut you off early. We are at the top of the hour. We're up against it. And Robbie, if you want to call us back, you can. But if you hold on, I will come right to you. I do not want to cut you off, man. I don't want to limit you to 30 seconds. So we got to take a break, top of the hour. I will throw out Jim McElwain as well. I'm a big fan of Jake Spavital at West Virginia, what he's done there with Dana Holgerson and kind of what he's been able to do inside the SEC, working with Kevin Sumlin, which could be hard to do offensively because of his inability to handle quarterbacks. Another quarterback is transferring from Kevin Sumlin program. Khalil Tate is transferring or leaving or going to the NFL from Arizona. 865-255-03. Be right back.
If you love the Swain Event and you want more of the show every day, you can now get it with Swain Event Plus. Swain Event Plus features exclusive, in-depth interviews with former Vols.
She saved my life. I probably would have never made the college, man. I looked at him and said, Coach, no disrespect. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to play in the SEC.
With Swain Event Plus, you can also get access to the exclusive podcast Reel on the Hill with Tennessee media legend John Bryce.
What is going on there with that battle?
Had lunch with some folks over the course of this past week who indicated some inside the program believe that Jarrett Garantano is really ready to take that next step.
So go to SwainEventPlus.com right now to sign up and check out all of the amazing extras that you can get. That's SwainEventPlus.com. Get more.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain Event.
November is a big shopping month. You know the big box stores are going to fight for your dollars, but do they care about anything else? Don't forget about your locally owned stores like Better Mattress. They care about way more than just your dollar, and they work harder to earn your business. That means you get a better product, better service, and better deals. During November, get an adjustable base for just $1 with select mattress purchase. That's a savings of up to $1,200. Better Mattress has prices, service, and products you can't get anywhere else. My Better Mattress adjustable base, you can get one for just $1 with select purchases at Better Mattress this month. Start shopping now at bedrmattress.com. Good night just got better.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
You know what? The holiday season reminds me of SEC football. You need touchdowns over turnovers. So let me tell you about my friends who are ready to help. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union is ready to help you make this holiday season special for you and your family. They offer a special holiday loan at a very low interest rate and affordable payment to help you make those purchases for your family this holiday season. Oh, I get it. You're going all out this year. You're going to get that car, that boat, motorcycle, or camper for that special someone in your life. Alcoa 10 has the lowest interest rates around. They have money ready to lend you to help you make this holiday season one you would never forget. The process is fast, easy, and painless, and the decisions are made local, so you gotta give the loan experts at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union a call, 865-977-3118, or check them out and apply online, atfcu.com. Better rates, better service, Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End BBQ. Let's get to Robbie in Georgia, and then we'll knock out touchdown turnover. Robbie, good morning, man. Thank you so much for holding.
Oh, how you doing, Swain?
I'm great, Robbie. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So I kind of agree with you this morning, Swain, about the Rush Probst thing, man. I think he's more than qualified. I'm down here in Georgia, and he's actually played my former alma mater high school the last couple of years, and I've gotten to go see his teams, man, and they are a sound football team. I know you've seen them when he was in Hoover as well, but they're a sound football team. They're a powerhouse down here. He just won last weekend in the quarterfinals, 45-0. So he's running a ship down here.
I mean, he's been doing that for 20 years consistently. That's the thing that people don't understand. He has been dominant for 20-plus years at two different programs. The Pruitts of the world, the Wilfrens. He has a coaching tree, and the dude hasn't even coached in college. He hasn't coached in tree in college, and he hasn't coached in college. The only reason why he is not in college because of off-the-field stuff that happened when he was at Hoover. He was supposed to go to Alabama, but instead it was Pruitt that went. And that's how Pruitt got his opportunity and blossomed to what he is today. But Rush would have been an offensive coordinator probably at Alabama, and would have been a college head coach by this time. He would have been Gus Malzahn times 2 probably. Rush is the real deal. I understand those who say, not right now. I get it. Or who say, high school to offense coordinator, maybe, like Charlie said during the break, okay, high school coach to maybe position coach and then offense coordinator. I get that. But to sit here and try to diminish what Rush Probst is as a football coach, don't do that. You sound ignorant. You don't understand. Rush Probst is the real deal. He's a real deal. But I get if you don't want to go in that direction right now. I totally understand.
Yeah, I just think he's a better fit, just what I've seen down here, than say a Cliff Kingsbury or even a Chip Lindsey. I just think what Pruitt wants to do offensively, team-wise, I think Rush Probst is a better fit, or somebody else in that brand rather than a Cliff Kingsbury or somebody like that.
Well, here's my only question, Robbie. You got to get a guy that can develop quarterbacks, because quarterbacks are picking Tennessee because they think they can get to the league. Tennessee's a platform for them to get to the league. And so I give Dan Enos a little bit of an edge over most, or a Cliff Kingsbury an edge over most, because of their ability to develop quarterbacks. And that is a major, major plus. You get the quarterbacks, you develop him, then you get wide receivers that want to come, then you get running backs that want to come, then you get offensive linemen that want to protect this quarterback. So I think for Pruitt, getting an offense coordinator is important, absolutely, but you better have a developer of the quarterback position, because you can't win big in college football without a good quarterback. You just can't.
So do you take a developer of quarterback over scheme?
I think if you're Pruitt, you got to have both, man. You can't have one or the other.
So you're saying a Dan Enos over a Cliff Kingsbury then?
If you had to put a gun to my head today, I would say yes. For me today,
I would agree. I would agree with you. I know everybody likes Cliff Kingsbury because he's a well-known. His offenses are prolific and all that stuff, but I don't see that corresponding. I mean, we've had that kind of brand of football here in the past 10 years, and it hasn't. I want to go back to what Phillip and David Cutcliffe and all of them had: smash mouth, cutthroat, that kind of offense, rather than those prolific pass ball, Texas Tech, Raiders, all that stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, that's tough for me to pick Dan Enos over Cliff Kingsbury. But today, what Dan was able to do at Arkansas consistently, developer of quarterbacks at Alabama, Cliff Kingsbury is really, really good too. It's a slight edge. Don't get me wrong. Cliff Kingsbury is a really, really, really good coach. What he did at Texas A&M, he did have a special player in Johnny Manziel. He really did. So how much credit does Cliff Kingsbury get there? You got to have good players to look good as coaches too. Also, Cliff Kingsbury had Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has a laser rocket arm. Did Cliff Kingsbury give him that? No, Daddy gave him that. Daddy and Mommy gave him that. So how much credit do you give to Kingsbury? I don't know. I just think when you look at offensive philosophies between Dan Enos and Cliff Kingsbury, I give the slight edge to Enos because how he puts more of an importance on running the football. Running the football is important. You got to be able to do that in the SEC. You can't just throw it 60 times. That's why Mike Leach would have never worked here in Tennessee.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You got to run the football in the SEC.
You have to, as much as I hate it, as a wide receiver.
What do you think there's any chance Hugh Freeze is the SEC lets him coaching again?
Well, Hugh Freeze, and thanks for the phone call, Robbie. Appreciate you holding. Everyone wants Hugh Freeze. I get it. I mean, the dude beat Alabama twice. How did he beat Alabama? Okay, he beat Alabama with a quarterback, either Chad Kelly or what's the other one?
Bo Wallace.
Bo Wallace, two guys who could run. Okay, he did this with big-time receivers on the outside, 50-50 balls. Can you name a running back from Ole Miss during that time when Hugh Freeze was there?
Hakeem Judd.
Only because we recruited him, right?
Nope, because
Who
he
else?
had a fairly successful career.
I mean, yeah.
That's what
they had. I'm looking at. He's a smaller scat back. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
That's the only question with Hugh Freeze is
Jordan Wilkins.
Jordan Wilkins, yes. And actually he was more productive than Hakeem Judd.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. That's the question with Hugh Freeze, just from a schematic standpoint, not even the off the field stuff, but from an X's and O standpoint, does it fit? Well, I'm pretty sure Pruitt and Freeze can talk about it and say, hey man, we need to incorporate the running back a little bit more. We don't need our quarterback taking all these shots. We don't need our quarterback running 10 to 15 times. We don't want to do that. I think you need to make a phone call to Hugh Freeze. The question is, will the SEC offense be okay with it? I think Nick Saban and Alabama tried to bring him in last year, and I don't think the SEC offense blocked it, but I don't think they were big fans of it.
Yeah.
Coach Fulmer already is not going to sign off on the Lane Kiffin. Does he sign off on a Hugh Freeze? I don't know.
And would Hugh be worth the trouble to bring in? And obviously, like you're alluding to there, he doesn't run exactly what Pruitt is looking for. And would he be worth the trouble?
I think you make a phone call, and I think you have a conversation about, okay, look at our roster. This is what we're trying to do, and I'm being Pruitt here. Look at our roster. This is what I want to do as a head coach here at Tennessee. This is the type of offensive, defensive, complementary football I want to have here. Can you do that? You may have not shown that you can do that at Ole Miss. You did have success against Alabama, but tell me and show me how you plan to kind of meet what I want to do here at Tennessee. If Hugh Freeze can do that on the grease board or whatever, then okay, you move forward. Offense coordinator is offense coordinator. It's about using your players and adapting to the talent that you have. The best ones are able to do that. You can't fit a round peg in a square hole. That's the problem with Gus Malzahn. He takes speedy wide receivers and he turns them into freaking halfbacks, pitchbacks. No, man. They're wide receivers who can run the route tree. Use them that way. That's Gus Malzahn's problem. If Hugh Freeze can use his talent and be multiple and be versatile and do it all, then I think it works. Absolutely. Hugh Freeze won't talk to the media because Jordan Pruitt doesn't allow his assistant to talk to the media. Now, you will get ridiculed a little bit because, Tennessee fans stood up against Schiano, and I understand the difference between Schiano and Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze is calling grown women. He's a grown man. That's different from what people didn't want Schiano for. It's totally different. I totally understand that. But I think Hugh Freeze is worth the conversation, no doubt. Bruce Feldman of The Athletic shut it down yesterday, by the way. Did y'all see that? Mm-hmm. Bruce Feldman's tweet?
I did.
Said, it ain't happening. So y'all want to keep talking about Hugh Freeze or y'all want to move on after what Bruce Feldman said? Do you buy what Bruce Feldman said? Bruce Feldman also was told that Coach Fulmer sabotaged the coaching search with John Curry. Are we judging Bruce Feldman on that one era when he's had a career of getting it right? I don't know. That's up to you. If you want to not believe Bruce Feldman, that's on you. I choose to believe Bruce Feldman because of his track record. Knowing Coach Fulmer, I don't know about that. I don't know about Hugh Freeze. If Coach Fulmer signs off on it, if the SEC office signs off on it, I think it's worth the conversation to have for sure if you are Jeremy Pruitt. Folks, I ain't feeling Jim McElwain.
Maybe it's what Tennessee needs to do to beat Florida, though. Just go get their former coach who beat you 4 times or whatever it was, and then maybe you can beat Florida, You can send the favor back.
Brian McClendon is a really good name. Jim McElwain is a realistic possibility. Freddie Kitchens is a realistic possibility. We'll talk about the offensive coordinator job coming up.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sautéed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
If you aren't following the Swain Event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Hour 2 is brought to you by Alumni Hall, alumnihall.com. Great time to pick up Tennessee basketball gear because we are a basketball school right now, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not mad about it. I'm happy for our basketball program. I'm happy for our basketball players, our coaches that have been able to work their tails off and build and develop and come together to make this place. If you want to call it a basketball school, cool. I don't think it's a diss at all. But kudos to Rick Barnes and those guys. All right. We do understand that Jim McElwain is qualified. But the optics, right? That's what we're thinking about, right? We're thinking about all those times we trolled him with the shark and
how much we hated him as a Florida's coach. Does that weigh in on you guys' feeling about Jim McElwain?
Absolutely. I mean, just initially. And then you break it down, and he is definitely qualified for the job. But for sure, I definitely, if it came out today, Jim McElwain's been hired, I would definitely go, ooh, okay. Well, and then you get into it, and he has kind of been there, done that. I would look at the offenses that he had at Florida and be a little concerned. He was supposed to come in, be a quarterback guru, run this amazing offense, and the offense was always his problem. So that's a little concerning. But other than that, like I said, he's certainly qualified. But it would hurt me a little up front to have the shark lover.
What does the shark photo have to do with calling plays and developing a quarterback?
It doesn't, and that's why I say initially I would be like, ugh, and then you get over it because he would be your offensive coordinator at that point, and like we're saying, he is qualified.
Yeah, Jim McElwain is at the bottom of my list because of he didn't have the greatest success at Florida. He didn't live up to his billing, like Charlie said. It's not because of a shark pitcher. That's not indicative of how somebody calls plays, develops quarterback game plan, schemes, things of that nature. So Jim McElwain's at the bottom of my list because he didn't live up to the hype at Florida.
And he also had culture problems at Florida, and that you're coming off of a coach where that was the biggest problem he had, and I would be a little leery of that.
He's not going to be the head coach.
Also true.
The coach is set by the head coach.
But I will say that is 100% true. But Todd Haley, as offensive coordinator of my Pittsburgh Steelers, absolutely had a negative impact on the culture because of the person that he is.
No, I understand that. But the head coach sets the tone at the college level. And offensively, yes, if you have a guy that does not, respect his players and demeans his players, okay. I rarely talked to Randy Sanders. I had a couple initial face-to-face with David Cutcliffe when I was a senior, but, man, those dudes coordinate. They're not a position coach where they are with you all the time, checking on you. Now, the offense coordinator, if they have quarterback duties, they are the position coach for the quarterback. But I'm not sitting here stumping for McElwain. I'm just being fair here. I'm telling you that he is qualified. Him being a head coach and having to control an entire program, that's a lot to have to do. He's done a really good job. He did a really good job at Alabama. I get it. Anybody can do a good job at Alabama, right, with those players. And Nick Saban as the head coach. But he is qualified, and he does kind of fit from an X's and O standpoint what Pruitt wants to do. I'm sorry to let you know that, but I got to call it like I see it. He does fit what Pruitt wants to do, and he is qualified. Not my favorite either, okay? Brian McClendon. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, can we get this out of the way? You mentioned Randy Sanders there. Randy Sanders ain't happening. I saw a couple people mention that.
Excuse me? Somebody mentioned Randy Sanders being offense coordinator?
Right here on Facebook.
No, that's not going to happen.
I mean, and he needs to be the head coach up there at ETSU. First of all, got him back to the playoffs for the first time in a long time, and that's awesome. And he just, he needs to be doing his own thing up there.
No, this needs to be just a chapter in the book, Tennessee, and he is where he needs to be. Being a head coach, retiring, East Tennessee boy, finishing where he started, which is right here in East Tennessee. Brian McClendon. Now, Pruitt was about to snatch him up. He is the offense coordinator at South Carolina. Brian McClendon, I think, played during the time I played at Tennessee. He was at Georgia as wide receiver, and he has just flown up the charts. He was great under Mark Richt, and then he joined Will Muschamp. He's an amazing recruiter, which is why Pruitt wants him. And the reason why we didn't get him is because they let go of Kurt Roper, and Will Muschamp, I won't say gave the keys to Brian McClendon. McClendon earned it, but McClendon was made offense coordinator. Give him a title, more money, and Will Muschamp was able to keep Brian McClendon.
And McClendon was the other option for wide receiver coach rather than coordinator. So obviously being the coordinator at South Carolina is better than being the receiver coach anywhere else.
Correct. So Brian McClendon is a name. I thought he did a pretty good job this year. To be first year being offense coordinator, I thought he did a good job. He torched us. He outcoached us. I'm sorry, but he did. Brian McClendon put on a coaching clinic against us. We could not stop them. An offense that was up and down all year long. Brian McClendon saw that we could not stop tempo, and which amazes me that Kentucky didn't do it. But Brian McClendon did a good job against us. Chip Lindsey is a legitimate option. Chip Lindsey has coached at so many high schools in Alabama, it ain't funny. I'm pretty sure he knows Pruitt very well. He also coached at Hoover. You mentioned he coached at Spain Park, which is –
He coached at Springville High School in Alabama, Sparkman High School in Alabama, Deschler High School, Florence High School, Colbert Heights High School, Hoover High School, and a high school in Georgia, Leicester, and then Spain Park.
Oh, Lassiter.
He
didn't. So he didn't coach at Spain Park.
He did.
He did. Okay.
But he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 high schools that he coached at. Went to Troy for a year in 2010, and then went to Spain Park 2011, 2012, then Auburn, Southern Miss, Arizona State, back to Auburn.
Yeah. So Hoover got so big with their population they had to split the high school up, and Spain Park was the split from Hoover, and so tons of resources. They take football serious, whatever. But Chip Lindsey is qualified. Now, X's and O's wise, does it fit what Jeremy Pruitt wants to do? I know it's a lot of fuzzy, it's a lot of gray area because he's at Auburn. But Chip Lindsey doesn't like coordinating for Gus Malzahn. There's no way. So Pruitt needs someone, and I'll make this last point before we get to the phones. Pruitt needs someone that he can trust. Pruitt made a comment early in the season about he would be the offense coordinator, special teams coach. He would do it all if he could. Well, I thought at times this season he tried to do that, and he can't do that. Pruitt outworks everyone. He's very smart. He is a football coach. But if you want to be a successful head coach, you can't do that. And this is where Coach Former comes into play, with being able to help him. Because Coach Former was great at letting folks do their job. He brought in a Coach Cut, brought in a Chavis, had those guys for so many years. He let them do their job. He understood how to manage a staff. Did a good job with that. Let's get to the phones. And
we got Tremel.
Tremel, good morning.
What up?
What up?
What up, fellas?
What's up, man?
I gotta be quick. I got an appointment to get these dreads retwisted. You ever need dreads done in check? Shout out to your girl Sheena. She cold as out here, y'all.
Hey, Tremel, don't be on here bragging about your dreads, man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, man. I'm jealous.
All right, I got 2 quick things real quick before I get out of here. All right, so there was a guy named Urban Myers that came in our league and took it by storm. Why can't we be innovative? I wouldn't mind having me 5 Jason Swains, Dante Stallworths, Peerless Prices, spread out on the line, catching the ball every play. Why can't we be innovative? Why can't we bring something new? That's just a thought I have.
Hey.
I mean, you got 5-star receivers. Nobody's recruited here like this. Nobody's recruited in the SEC with that real spread offense like Cliff Kingsbury. But that's not my guy. I'm looking for pros, honestly, or whoever. That getting to the coaching thing. Ain't there been coaches from Florida that's been coached on our team before?
Who are you talking about?
I mean, when did the running back coach that coached from Florida and then came back and coached for us, or was it vice versa?
Robert Gillespie, who played at Florida and then coached running backs for Tennessee.
He played at Florida and then coached at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Man, if there's a coach and he can do the job, get him in here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't care. I don't care what color you are, where you went to school. I don't care.
What people talking about?
If you could do the job, without the off the field stuff that's too much, then I'm good. I understand why Lane Kiffin won't be considered. I get it. Because if it was about names, Lane Kiffin would be the guy already, right?
Yep.
Already.
Yep.
If it was just about names. If it was just about names, if it was just about names, it'd be Hugh Freeze and everyone else. But it's not just about names. And I think as a fan base, we
gotta get out of here. Go Big Orange.
All right, see you, man. See you. I hope they twist your dreads with super glue and all of them just stick together, Tramel. I'm hating. I'm jealous. Hate. If it was about just a name, it would be Hugh Freeze and Lane Kiffin, and no one else would be mentioned. But it's just not about names. And I think the administration leadership did it to the fan base because too many times he made it higher, and our fans have had to use Google. Like, we have shut Google down. Twitter, Vol Twitter, yeah, that's a thing. But because of the administration striking out on Derek Dooley, hiring the Butch Jones, two no-name dudes, it's forced the fan base to feel like if you're going to be successful, you got to get a name. And I understand that. But we don't need just a name. It's about fits too. It's about qualifications. There's a whole group of guys who are qualified. For Pruitt, it's then about fits. Because the kids are affected in a household if the parents are always fighting. The players are affected if the staff, if they're not on the same page. They don't have cohesion. We've seen this firsthand from Tennessee staff. We're seeing it from afar. It's actually fun to see now because we're seeing it at Auburn. We saw it last year at LSU. We're seeing it from other programs, and we experienced that. We got the big name in Bob Shute. It didn't work out, not because Shute wasn't qualified, but because it wasn't a fit. So we have to take that in consideration. I'm not telling you that names don't want a good coordinator, but don't get fixated and set on just a name. Well, let's bring in, just do because he has a good name. Do you even know what offense he runs? Do you even know if it matches the personnel? That stuff matters too. 865-250-503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Gentlemen, when it comes to taking care of your health, sometimes the first step is the hardest. Low T Center is making it easier to take that first step. It all starts with knowing the numbers that are essential to a man. Testosterone levels, blood pressure, cholesterol, prostate, and thyroid. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to get all these levels checked and more. Low T Center specializes in men's health and has expanded their services, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, hypertension, severe allergies, high cholesterol, diabetes, and annual physicals, along with testosterone replacement therapy. The physicians at Low T Center not only want to help you feel good again, they want to help you prevent
any serious health problems moving forward. Now, with the holistic approach to your overall health and wellness, Low T Center is making it more convenient for men to take care of their health, and most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify for you. Take the first step for your health and call 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
Beatty Chevrolet is celebrating 85 years of low prices. And during Truck Month, choose from over 400 trucks and SUVs, all deeply discounted. Like a new Silverado, now 25% off. A new Equinox, now 20% off. And a certified pre-owned 15 Equinox or Terrain, now $16,995. Plus, buy with confidence with the Beatty warranty for life.
Big selection and even bigger savings. That's why it's better at Beatty Chevrolet.
Stock number 232, savings off MSRP, including auto dealer savings and manufacturer incentives with approved credit. Must finance through GM. Offer expires 8/31/18.
Big Orange football is better alongside another Tennessee tradition, Mrs. Grissom's salad. Mrs. Grissom's ready-made snacks and meals are perfect for game day. Crowd favorites like the select pimento cheese and cranberry pecan chicken salad are delicious and easy to grab and go right from the grocery store. Going to the game? Visit Mrs. Grissom's in Vol Village for the must-have panini grilled pimento cheese hot dog. Man, select the best. Select Tennessee's own Mrs. Grissom's.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
All right, individuals, hour 2 is brought to you by Alumni Hall. Get game day ready. Knoxville locations include Paper Mill, Turkey Creek, and Westtown. If you are outside of Knoxville in the Murfreesboro, Bristol, or Brentwood area, you can shop in person at Alumni Hall, but you can always shop online 247 at alumnihall.com. Charlie, Ben, give me your top 3 offensive coordinator choices for Tennessee based on this team, what we've seen this season, what we know about Pruitt's philosophy, what we know about the personnel on this football team, not just throwing out fantasy names.
So not Sean McVay, Sean Payton, Lincoln Riley.
This is big boy radio. Realistic names.
Well, you just killed my list because my list was Sean McVay, Sean Payton, Lincoln Riley. No, but seriously, my number 1 is Cliff Kingsbury. I think he's a tremendous football name, and although he's number 1 on my list of guys who I would call first, I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is coming to Tennessee. But I think Cliff Kingsbury is an innovative guy. You said it during the break. I think he's better than college football, and that's the type of guy I want as my offensive coordinator. And you mentioned earlier that maybe he wouldn't necessarily be the best fit because he's not as run first or doesn't put as big of a priority on running the football. I think with somebody who is as brilliant X's and O's wise as Cliff Kingsbury is, he can adapt. He can figure out how to appease Jeremy Pruitt's philosophy, if that makes sense. I think he can adapt to where he can run the ball. A guy that smart is capable of doing anything that maybe he wants to run, that the head coach wants to run, in my opinion. And even this season, Texas Tech ran the ball more times than Tennessee did. And maybe that's because they're scoring a bazillion points and they run 30 more plays a game than Tennessee does. Maybe that has something to do with it. But Cliff Kingsbury is by far my number 1. But the 2 realistic options are Dan Enos, Will Friend. I like Dan Enos. You kind of laid it out there. He can develop quarterbacks. I think he would jive well with Jeremy Pruitt philosophically and just in terms of personality. And I'm sure they have a familiarity with each other, with both of them coming from Alabama. And then I say Will Friend as my number 3 because that goes back to the cohesiveness, a familiar voice for Jarrett Garantano for the offense. And then with that, though, my asterisk with Will Friend is that bring in an elite recruiter to at O-line Move Chris Winkie, the quarterback's coach, bring in an elite recruiter to coach the running backs, something of that nature. So if you do move Will Friend to offensive coordinator to keep the continuity, then bring in an elite recruiter to replace him, whether it be along the offensive line or at running backs.
Before you go, Charlie,
let
me mention something about Will Friend, because I had some people reach out to me on Twitter and was like, Will Friend is Larry Scott 2.0. I'm not responding to stuff like that. Larry Scott never, ever coordinated at the college level before becoming the offensive coordinator at Tennessee. The last time that Larry Scott was offensive coordinator was in high school. High school. Will Friend has coordinating experience and was very successful. Very successful. He could have been the offensive coordinator last year if he really wanted to. But it's hard to be the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach, and I don't blame him for just sticking to the offensive line. That's my only knock on Will Friend moving over is, man, I hope we got some really good quality control dudes or GAs, because this offensive line needs a ton of work. And will that take away from Will's Friend's attention fixing offensive line if he takes on offensive coordinator duty? So that's my little take on Will Friend. He ain't Larry Scott, folks.
No.
Just letting you know that right now.
And I mentioned,
so please stop with that.
And I mentioned bring in an elite recruiter if you move Will Friend to offensive coordinator. Yep. Bring in another offensive line coach to get this offensive line fixed, because then you have 4 guys that can help out with the offensive line. Will Friend, the new offensive line coach. We've seen Jeremy Pruitt work with the offensive line. But
who's going to coach quarterbacks?
Chris Winkie.
But
and then you got it's weird. It's a weird dynamic.
I would say with that, though, you had on Butch's staff, you ended up having a situation similar to that. I guess you have 3 guys on the offensive line where it was
you had Walt
DeBoer,
Wells,
Larry Scott, and Walt Wells, and it was kind of too many cooks in the kitchen. And
Larry Scott, it was
Larry Scott did tight ends, but he was around, and so you would be opening yourself up to that problem. I'm not saying it would happen, but
the dynamic was you had Nick Sheridan coaching quarterbacks, who was a quality control guy, who is a quarterback coach now in Indiana. You had DeBoer, who worked with the offensive line alongside Don Mahoney one year, and then Walt Wells another year. And so you were able to kind of shift your focus to the offensive line, Mike DeBoer, because you had Nick Sheridan. So if you do bring in whoever, are you able to shift your focus a little bit from offensive line if you're Will Friend? I don't know, man, because you still need a quarterback coach.
Yeah, I guess you can't bring in another offensive line coach if you move Will Friend to OC, because he would still have to be responsible for the O-line, because then you probably move Chris Winkie to quarterback's coach.
Yeah, you got to look at defense, too. You can only have, 9 on-the-field coaches now?
I thought it was 10.
10, they changed the rule 10. But you look at defense, they got 2 guys for secondary. They got Shera, you got Rump, you got Rocker. You got a lot of dudes on defense. And so you got to make the numbers make sense. Charlie, give us your 3 offense coordinator choices.
I said Dan Enos first. He's a quarterback guy, and Tennessee needs that in the worst way. Obviously, he has plenty of experience calling plays as an OC, but not just experience. He has experience in the SEC. That's huge, and he has been relatively successful in that way. And so, to me, that puts him at number 1, and really the most realistic option. That's not Will Friend to me, I think. And obviously he's worked with Jeremy Pruitt too, but he hasn't. Sorry, he never did work with Jeremy Pruitt. They never crossed paths at Alabama.
Enos?
Yeah, they never did, because Pruitt would have left.
Enos was there last year, was he not?
No, he was at Arkansas.
He was at Arkansas last year. So sorry, I misspoke there.
Yeah, because last year was Bielema was last year at Arkansas.
Yeah. But then I would say Brian McClendon. I think first of all, he beat you, and he did a really, really good job against Tennessee. And I start there, but I think he's just he's done an admirable job at South Carolina. He hasn't been as good working with Jake Bentley. Maybe that's on Jake Bentley, but either way, I mean, he's beaten you 3 times now as co-OC to 2 years prior, and then this year as a solo OC. And I think he's just a good option. It might be a stretch to get him to come over from a rival like that, but and then I would say Chip Lindsey. This was a little bit more of a hard sell for me because currently he's not running the offense that you want to see at Tennessee if you're Jeremy Pruitt. But I think he's a competent guy, and I think he may be moldable at this point. He and could do a good job. And then I still, those are my top three. But I still think Will Friend to me seems like the most realistic option, though. I'm kind of like until I see them hire somebody else, that's where I think they're going. And I think it would be a really good option to go with Friend and then bring on another really top-notch recruiter. I think that would be an awesome move. And yeah, it's not going to please the fans, but you're not here to please the fans with every hire. You're here to make the best hire if you're Jeremy Pruitt, and I think that wouldn't be a bad one.
It doesn't matter if you hire someone that people are going to love right now or hire someone people are going to hate right now. The only thing that matters is what is on the football field when Tennessee takes the field next season.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that matters. And maybe 3 is not enough for you guys. Give me 2 wild cards on top of your 3.
Well, my wild card first, without a doubt, is Cliff. Cliff Kingsbury, because I didn't bring him up like Ben did.
Yeah.
I want Cliff. Give me Cliff Kingsbury.
I think the wild card for me would be McClendon, just
Okay.
because he's kind of I just don't see that one working out just because he's already at South Carolina.
Exactly.
Granted, I think they do lose a lot of their production on offense, so maybe that would be advantageous. And I want to say South Carolina's paying him fairly well, so I don't know how much of a move up that would be for him personally. So I think Brian McClendon would be my wild card, and then
$650.
Yeah,
$650.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, but you could raise that.
Yeah, especially considering Tyson Hill was making $1.2 million. That's double the salary.
That's right.
So and then even to me, Jim McElwain would be a hire somewhat out of the blue. I'm not as big on McElwain as some people are. I just think that he oversold and underperformed at Florida, and to me, that's the lasting image of him at Florida, not the sharp pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
But I
wild
guess
card. Or 4 and 5 if you want to say 4 and 5.
I think I would have to go McElwain too. When I look at that whole list, where he just, maybe it's realistic. That would be so weird to have Jim McElwain on staff. But like we said, yes, there's the shark thing and the fake death threats and everything that happened with McElwain, but he is qualified, and it is what it is. But I think he'd have to be that next outlier for me.
Yeah, and not only that about the whole pitcher and the death threats, and you mentioned this earlier, and I know Swain was right. The head coach sets the culture within the program, but does Jim McElwain come in with a hot hit? Because he's had incidents in the past of yelling at players on the sideline, kind of going over the top. With Kelvin Taylor for doing the throat slash in the end zone his first or second year in Florida. I'm not saying he didn't, but there are instances of Jim McElwain really losing his cool on the sideline. So does he jive well with Jeremy Pruitt? But Jeremy Pruitt would know that because Jim McElwain, I imagine, crossed paths with him at Alabama.
For Pruitt, man, this is about getting someone you trust who is qualified. I really believe Pruitt needs to get someone he trusts first and foremost, who's qualified. Part of learning how to be a head coach is letting guys that you hire do their job. And Pruitt has to improve in that area. And that's nothing crazy to say. We knew that he was going to be learning on the job, but he was made of the right stuff. If you are a good person and you work hard, you can really do anything you want. Like we can help you. Like you want to be a top salesman, okay, you might not know sales technique, but if you're a good person and you work hard, we can teach you how to do things. If you're a good person and you work hard, you can go from a GA to a head coach. Okay? Like there's things you gotta have, and we can work on the rest of it. Pruitt has what you have to have, which is he can coach and he understands relationships. We can work on the other stuff. We can work on the whole press conference etiquette. We can work on how to manage a staff. Coach Foreman can help him with that. Pruitt has what is essential for Tennessee right now. We can work on the rest. I'm going to give you my top 5. And I'm going to tell you, there's not one coordinator that's been listed, and we've probably listed 10, that if we hired, I would be mad. I'm seeing a lot of people like, man, we hired this dude. I'm going to be, why? Why are you going to be mad when he hasn't done anything yet?
You know who I think?
You got to wait and see, right?
You know who I think Jeremy Pruitt trusts the most?
No, it's Will Friend.
Is my biggest wild card, Rush Probst.
Oh, well, it's Rush Probst. Yeah, he trusts Rush Probst probably the most, and then Will Friend. He trusts those guys the most. Yeah, no doubt. You try to get Rush Probst here last year, didn't work out because of, the couldn't get him as on-field coach to kind of go around those rules, but you can now if you want to.
I'm with Charlie on that one, though. I would prefer to bring him in as an assistant coach and see how that works for a year or two, and then maybe promote him to offensive coordinator.
Give him a stepping stone before you're just throwing him into being a college OC. But
yeah, I don't. Rush Probst ain't gonna be on the road recruiting. If I'm gonna bring Rush in, I'm bringing him in as OC, so he don't have to recruit. That's Rush too old to be begging kids and trying to be all cool kids. Rush is a football coach. I don't know about recruiting. All right, we'll take a quick timeout and come back after this.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Today looks to be sunny with a high of 69 and a low around 51. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high of 72 and a low around 61. There is a 90% chance of rain on Thursday with highs in the upper 60s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain Event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
Do you want a custom-themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
More than 23 million Americans have diabetes. Uncontrolled diabetes increases your chance of kidney disease, leg and foot ulcers, and even limb amputation. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and the vascular surgeons at Premier Surgical Associates urge those with diabetes to keep it under control. Manage your blood sugar levels, exercise, don't smoke, and get regular checkups. It's also important to keep your feet and legs healthy. Diabetes makes it harder for wounds and infections to heal. Diabetes is a chronic condition, but it can be managed. Visit PremierSurgical.com right now for more information. Premier Surgical Associates. Expertise you can trust.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries. You break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Dan Mullen posing awkwardly with recruits.
For what?
Gators working out wearing costumes.
For what?
Vanderbilt making a sorority-style video.
For what?
Aaron Murray and David Pollock opening their mouths.
For what?
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End BBQ. We got for what here? Besides the, are you gonna give us what to the offensive line of your Titans, Charlie? I know you were really in your feelings about the Titans' offensive line last night.
Yeah, I mean that's just a perpetual one. They've been trash all season. They allowed Marcus to be sacked 4 times last week, 6 yesterday. Good Lord.
Oh, I got it for what?
But I got a different for what.
Derrick Henry is a Heisman Trophy winner. He's 6'4", 289 pounds, it seems like. I've played with Luke Stalker at Tennessee. Not another time.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Have I ever seen Luke Stalker get a handoff? I said it.
Not even in practice?
Nada.
I mean, it's just Matt LaFleur trying to be cute. Trying to outsmart people.
How you spell nada?
N-A-N.
Nan.
Nutta.
Nutta.
N-U.
Nan another time.
T-T-A.
Nan another time have I ever seen Luke Stalker take a handoff.
Not even in practice.
You got Derrick Henry, and you hand the ball off to a tight end.
I would not have given the ball to Derrick Henry. I would have given it to Deion Lewis.
Oh, man. So you can maybe get under
either
under
or.
the pads
Well,
or whatever.
Anybody but Luke Stalker.
I think Derrick Henry's overrated.
He has not been as good as he was probably supposed to be.
Short yardage situation, that should be him, though.
Yes, it should be. Yeah. But for as big as he is, for whatever reason, struggled in short yardage situations.
Yeah. For what? What you got?
I have it for what? There was a wildfire in Arizona, which is terrible, and you never want to see that. But the reason the wildfire was started is a giant for what? There is a picture or a video now of the reason this fire was started. And it came from an explosion. Now, what was the explosion? Well, on the video, you can see it. It's a giant plume of baby blue smoke. Why is it baby blue? Because it was a gender reveal party where they exploded something, and then it caused a giant wildfire in Arizona. Border Patrol agent Dennis Dickey admitted he started the fire with an explosive target that he ignited during a gender reveal party.
Either that kid's going to be a legend or that kid's going to be in prison.
A total idiot.
one of the two, man.
His nickname should be Smoke.
Yep, should be.
It cost the couple $220,000 in restitution.
Oof. That kid is not going to get a Christmas ever.
Or birthday.
You paid for it before you were ever born.
Mama, Daddy, where's Santa? No Christmas to you. Sorry. Or birthday. Sorry. We already spent that on your gender reveal party. Hour 3 coming up.
If you love the Swain Event and you want more of the show every day, you can now get it with Swain Event Plus. Swain Event Plus features exclusive, in-depth interviews with former Vols.
She saved my life. I probably would have never made the comments, man.
I looked at him and said, Coach, no disrespect. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to play in the SEC.
With Swain Event Plus, you can also get access to the exclusive podcast Reel on the Hill with Tennessee media legend John Bryce.
What is going on there with that battle?
I had lunch with some folks over the course of this past week who indicated some inside the program believe that Jarrett Garantano is really ready to take that next step.
So go to SwainEventPlus.com right now to sign up and check out all of the amazing extras that you can get. That's SwainEventPlus.com. Get more.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
More than 23 million Americans have diabetes. Uncontrolled diabetes increases your chance of kidney disease, leg and foot ulcers, and even limb amputation. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and the vascular surgeons at Premier Surgical Associates urge those with diabetes to keep it under control. Manage your blood sugar levels, exercise, don't smoke, and get regular checkups. It's also important to keep your feet and legs healthy. Diabetes makes it harder for wounds and infections to heal. Diabetes is a chronic condition, but it can be managed. Visit PremierSurgical.com right now for more information. Premier Surgical Associates. Expertise you can trust.
You're listening to the Swain event, fueled by Dead End BBQ. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare. 850 AM, 100.9 FM, Rocky Top Sports. No is the answer, people. No, I'm not coaching. I'm not going to be the offensive coordinator. It is too hard to be an offense coordinator. It's not easy at all. It's hard. It's not easy, by the way. You basically are guessing sometimes. You need all 11 dudes to execute. You can call the best play ever and it not work. And then you get the blame. And you call it a great play. One knucklehead stepped wrong or had a brain fart and it looks bad on you. No, thank you. Now, I had opportunity years ago, but I didn't take advantage of it. That window has closed. I got kids, and I like seeing them.
Based off of your evaluation of Ryan Fitzpatrick, I'm thankful that you're not going to be Tennessee's next offensive coordinator.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you're starter in the league next year. 865-255-03. All right, so I got a couple names. I guess I got to do mine, right?
Do any of those names consist of a Tennessee quarterback?
A Tennessee quarterback. Oh, no. No. The only former Tennessee quarterback that I would consider is Jim Bob Cooter.
I say we bring back Casey. Just let him toss it around everywhere.
I mean, Casey's smart, man.
He's a high school coach.
Casey can coach in college if he really wanted to, but for this job this year, the only former Tennessee quarterback I would consider is Jim Bob Cooter. All right, so there's not a name that has been mentioned that if Tennessee hires, I'm going to be mad right now because I know the proof is going to be in the pudding this spring, next football season. That's where it matters most.
We're not going to be able to tell
You're
whether
not going to win the press conference.
Well, but we're not going to be able to tell if Jeremy Pruitt makes the right hire until 2 years from now.
If I can flip that around, who would you be mad about if they hired? Is there somebody?
It would have to be
nobody. I just said
I can't think of a name off the top of my head.
I'm just thinking of like out of the available.
It would have to be a Mike DeBoer situation for me to get frustrated.
Okay, I agree with that.
But knowing what we know about Mike DeBoer, who was really good, wasn't the problem. How can we even get mad if it was like a Mike DeBoer type of hire?
Correct, and that goes back to my point that we won't be able to know whether it was a successful or a failure in terms of hiring until 2 years from now.
That's just us being ignorant and us being
narrow-minded.
Probably a little short-minded and a little battered from Derek Dooley and Butch Jones hires. And I get it. I understand it. I'm not sitting here talking down to people going, man, it ain't about just the name. You be crazy just to want a name. No, I understand why a name is important because we hired Derek Dooley and Butch Jones. We had to Google. When we hired Butch Jones, like I had to have a talk with Gerald Riggs, who was playing with Zach Caleros at CFL, who had to like talk me off the ledge a little bit. I was like, huh? What? Who in the beep is Butch Jones? What? Zach Caleros was really the only dude who like backed up the hire, which was a red flag. But all right, here's a few guys that I like. Number one, it's really not an order, okay? I like Dan Enos. I like Brian McClendon. If you bring in Brian McClendon, you're gonna have to make him a running back coach. You're not moving Yak. Yak is a real deal at developing wide receivers. I think McClendon can coach running backs. I think he did it at Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. He played wide receiver, but coaching running backs ain't that hard. So McClendon would be good. You have Winky on staff that can go to quarterbacks. So that's two. I like Cliff Kingsbury. I think you got to have that conversation. Bruce Feldman kind of shut down the Hugh Freeze for me. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Me knowing Coach Fulmer, I just haven't heard a lot of Hugh Freeze, okay? I like Freddie Kitchens. I do. I'm sorry. I like Freddie Kitchens. I know he's a Bammer. It's tough for me to just stomach that every time we bring a Bammer up here. But
Chip Lindsey a Bammer too. He graduated from Alabama.
He is too, but he's from Huntsville, so it's okay.
Madison.
He's from Huntsville. He doesn't shop in Huntsville. He went to school in Madison. He doesn't shop in Huntsville. But Freddie Kitchens, I mean, you take an NFL guy that is all about matchups. I don't need a recruiter at offensive coordinator. You have other dudes that's going to recruit. I need a guy that's going to develop quarterbacks, which he can do. He played the position and he's coached the position at the NFL level. Does he really want to work with the Browns? Now, he does have Baker Mayfield, and he can make a living off Baker. Just like Jim Bob has made a living off Matthew Stafford, Freddie could be really set up for success and be tied to Baker Mayfield, but you got to understand who's running the ship there with the Browns. Do you really want to do that, Freddie? I don't know.
Well, not only that, but they're going to bring in a new head coach, and maybe that new head coach wants his own offensive coordinator.
I like Freddie. I like Dan Enos.
And his Freddie Kitchens' track record, he has a lot of SEC ties. Coached at Mississippi State. So he's got those Mississippi ties, has the ties to Alabama as well. LSU, he coached at as a graduate assistant.
Yeah.
I like Freddie Kitchens.
I like Freddie Kitchens. I like Cliff Kingsbury. I like Brian McClendon. Y'all know I'm a huge Rush Probst fan. I don't realistically see that happen. I would be surprised if it happened, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Rush is just as capable as anybody on this list. Rush is the real deal. I ain't doing backflips over Jim McElwain, but I wouldn't be mad. Like some folks are like, oh, I'll be mad. Why?
Yeah, I would.
You be mad today? Won't you wait to be mad when he stinks in a game? Why are you wasting your madness? Like I have a tank of madness. Why would you waste it on that? Why don't you just save it? Why don't you save your madness for when it really, really matters? Don't waste it.
Wait, yeah, keep it until he actually is bad.
Yeah, like why would you get mad now?
I mean,
yeah.
come on.
Why would you get mad now or do backflips right now? How about you just wait and see what he's going to do? That's my approach, but whatever.
Save that tank of mad to use on these pitchers that will be floating around when Butch Jones gets to celebrate an SEC championship this weekend and a national championship next month.
Ain't gonna bother me.
Save that tank of mad for then.
It won't bother me one bit. Still won't make him a good coach. Still won't make him a good coach, so it won't bother me one bit. Jim McElwain, I would be mad, but he's not my top five. Dan Enos, Freddie Kitchens, I like Chip Lindsey, I like Kingsbury, I like Brian McClendon. I'm not going to include the in-house hires. Not saying I wouldn't like it. Like I think Will Friend's qualified. I think Chris Winkie is pretty dang smart, and I wouldn't be mad if he took it. I think Will Friend would have had to say no for Chris Weinke to get it, but Chris Weinke's not my top choice. I like Jake Spavital, West Virginia.
I really like Jake Spavital.
I really do.
That'd be a top-notch hire.
I really like Jake Spavital, and no one has mentioned him publicly, okay? I heard a little whisper here and there behind the scenes, but I like Jake Spavital. He played the position of quarterback. He did a great job there at Texas A&M, considering the circumstances. He was at California. They're lighting up folks a couple years ago, and he's been really good at West Virginia.
And he's only making $500,000.
Here's the thing with Jake Spavital, though, and why he won't come to Tennessee. He's about to get a head coaching job. He's been thrown around for lower-level schools, and then he's even been mentioned for Texas Tech. So I think he's on the verge of getting a head coaching job.
Yeah, maybe. I think this might be the year that Dana Holgorsen leaves. If I'm Dana Holgorsen, you're losing
everybody.
Yeah. Why are you staying?
And he's been linked to that Colorado job, and a lot of people kind of look at that as, why in the world would you go to Colorado? Because it is impossible to recruit to West Virginia.
Yeah, you gotta go get those JUCO guys. And, you gotta cycle up every 3 years.
Get the transfers.
You can win in Colorado.
Yes, because you can go into California and recruit in the Pac-12. You can go into Texas, and I think Dana Holgorsen would do good at Colorado.
Remember, he's the same one who hated how they travel, being in the Big 12, and they're really on the Atlantic coast, and how he's kind of handicapped by some of those practice. The number of practices they have because of their school, how it's set up, and how other teams have advantages against them. So Dana Holgorsen leaving, that may mean Jake Spavital says, okay, I'm going to go do my own thing. I like Jake Spavital. I really, really, really do. He's my 5B.
It's an interesting suggestion from Jackson Vol on Twitter. He says, here's a dark horse name that no one has mentioned. Memphis OC and quarterbacks coach, Kenny Dillingham, who he's only officially been the OC for 1 year. Mike Norvell, a big offensive guy, who this likely Norvell's offense that they run. But Memphis has been really good on the offensive side of the ball. Their quarterbacks have been really good. And Dillingham was the quarterbacks coach with Riley Ferguson. Riley Ferguson was excellent.
I would prefer to bring him in as the quarterbacks coach.
Yeah, I think if you're going to go outside of the Dan Enos, the Freddie Kitchens, that style of offense where you run the football more pro style. If you're gonna go outside of that, go get Cliff Kingsbury or Jake Spavital.
Yep.
Go get a dude who's done it at a high level. If you're gonna veer away any from the X's and O's, the philosophies that Pruitt wants, I think you got to go other dudes than a guy at Memphis. Just my take.
No, I agree
on that. I think you Tennessee. You just got done paying a coordinator $1.2 million. $1.2 million. You can get better.
In that scenario, that's where getting a name somewhat becomes relevant.
Who we got there?
We got Evan.
Evan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Hey, Evan.
Hey, so I really would like to see us go after some of those names you mentioned, like Jake Spavital or Cliff Kingsbury. I think that would be what we honestly need. However, the only thing I think I'd be disappointed in would be Jim McElwain. I mean, when he was at Bama, their offense was sort of what held them back. The defense was winning their games, and that's sort of flipped now for Bama. But let me just say this about the people saying crap about Will Friend. Last year, if people remember, LSU promoted their offensive line coach, if I'm not mistaken, to be the play caller. And I can't remember his name, but there was all the jokes being made, and he has been tearing it up this year. And that offense has been on fire and been very competent. I don't think, and I think that's because he fits with what Ed Orgeron wants to do. I feel like if it comes down to that, I think we'd be okay.
You mean
Insminger?
Insminger, whatever you say. How you say his name? I mean, if you Ed, I'm not letting him go. I'm not letting him go at all. If you're Tennessee, I don't blame you for saying, hey, man, look at this dude who is giving LSU's offense some life. It's been since Zach Mettenberger, Odell Beckham Jr., and Jarvis Landry since they haven't had any offense. I think if you Pruitt, you see, I think Pruitt needs to have a sense of urgency. There's some home visits this week, offensive players. You might want to have something to tell those guys about who's going to be the next offensive coordinator and what offense they're playing in. I think that's going to be very, very important. I don't know if you want to drag this thing out too long. You got early signing period. You got offensive linemen that you're trying to get. I think you might want to have a sense of urgency. How many guys can you realistically talk to, meet with, whatever? But I'm okay with the LSU coordinator. I don't know if you'll be able to pry him away from Ed Orgeron.
I wasn't saying we throw him away from LSU. I'm just saying kind of the philosophy of what they did.
Excuse me. Yes, I agree. That is the philosophy that Pruitt wants here. Yes.
Yeah, I was just saying from promoting sort of within someone you trust, and that kind of worked out. I feel like
gotcha.
It's not very flashy, and it's not like it wouldn't please a lot of people, but I think it might be a fit. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have
I agree, Evan. My bad. I agree.
Yeah, just kind of Steve Ensminger, a lot of LSU fans looked at that promotion sideways. Why are you promoting this guy? He's not very flashy. And then that would kind of be similar to what Tennessee would do with Will Friend. Promoting Will Friend is not very flashy, but it paid off for LSU. So who says it wouldn't pay off for Tennessee?
That's my bad, Evan. I'm dumb. I didn't hear that right. I agree. I think Will Friend is more than capable. Will Friend is not Larry Scott. He's not Larry Scott.
I do think, though, if you promote Will Friend, you have to get another elite recruiter at whether that's at quarterbacks coach, running backs coach, O-line coach. You have to bring in another top-notch assistant.
I think a year under Pruitt, Pruitt knows who are the recruiters on his staff and who maybe is not. I think Will Friend can recruit. I don't think he does backflips over. I don't think he's a red-hot recruiter like a Charles Kelly or a Niedermeyer. If you're Pruitt, you need more of those Niedermeyers and Charles Kellys because you need to flip this roster over. So, yeah, I wouldn't be I would not be opposed to bringing another recruiter. Trust me. I have mentioned a guy that has ties, big ties, in a certain region of the United States. I have mentioned it to people over there in Tennessee because I've been trying to get him here since 2013, and Butch and Company were supposed to bring him in, and it wasn't Butch's fault. They actually tried. They knew that he was the real deal. He's kind of a hidden gem. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want anybody else to try to get him, but Tennessee tried to get him. They did, and because of some credits and stuff like that, it didn't work out. But now he's good. He's been at a major program, running a recruiting office. He has one area of the United States locked down. He will be a huge get for Tennessee when it comes to recruiting. But we'll talk recruiting, coaching search with Austin Price of VolQuest.com. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Gentlemen, when it comes to taking care of your health, sometimes the first step is the hardest. Low T Center is making it easier to take that first step. It all starts with knowing the numbers that are essential to a man. Testosterone levels, blood pressure, cholesterol, prostate, and thyroid. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to get all these levels checked and more. Low T Center specializes in men's health and has expanded their services, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, hypertension, severe allergies, high cholesterol, diabetes, and annual physicals, along with testosterone replacement therapy. The physicians at Low T Center not only want to help you feel good again, they want to help you prevent any serious health problems moving forward. Now, with the holistic approach to your overall health and wellness, Low T Center is making it more convenient for men to take care of their health, and most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify for you. Take the first step for your health and call 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
We are joined by the famous Austin Price, who loves coaching searches. Nothing gets Austin going like a good old-fashioned Tennessee coaching search where he can't sleep. He has to stay by the phone, sleep with the phone, become one with the phone. Austin Price, good morning.
I'm pretty sure I've been one with my phone for a long time.
But even more so because of the coaching search. Don't you love coaching searches?
So, yes. You know, I like once we get into kind of the grind of, you know, having a good feel and knowing who the kind of top 2 or 3 guys are. I don't like the early stages where there's a lot of speculation.
You don't like folks throwing out George Curls and Hugh Freeze and you don't like that, man?
They could do a lot worse than hiring George Quarles.
Oh,
man. He can call ball plays.
He's a football coach for sure, but we understand it's not realistic. Austin, give us realistic, keyword, realistic possibilities for Tennessee with this next offensive coordinator hire.
I mean, Chip Lindsey is a guy that I think is realistic. I think, you know, he's kind of got a bad rap at Auburn. It's kind of like Bob Shoop. Bob Shoop has always been a good defense coordinator, came here with a train wreck, and then went back to Mississippi State and has been really good this past year. I just think it's kind of the players he's working with down there. I think you could do much worse than Chip Lindsey. Elsewhere, I think Dan Eno said Alabama would make some sense. The sexy name is going to be Hugh Freeze. I just think there's a lot of hurdles there, Jason, that you got to kind of clear. And, you know, I don't know if you can clear him. I mean, Alabama couldn't clear him a year ago to get him as a support staff guy, as a quality control coach. That's Alabama. I mean, you know, they kind of get whatever they want. So I just have a hard time seeing it. You know, or do they, you know, promote from within? You know, does Will Friend want the job? You know, I don't know if he does. I would venture to say that, you know, he makes good money and, you know, half the stress and, you know, pressure. I don't know if I'd want to advise him.
I wouldn't. So that's only like 3 or 4 names. What about there's been this attempt for some time now to bring in Rush Probst. What about him? What about Brian McClendon? I know there was some opportunities to try to bring him in last year. Didn't work out. What about Freddie Kitchens, who has ties to Pruitt and his staff? What about those three guys?
I don't see Rush Probst. McClendon I can maybe see, but, it's kind of like, the thing with Hugh Freeze. McClendon wants to be a head coach. He's really ascending quickly. Do you really go down that road, where you hire somebody and then in a year, and let alone just 1 year, you're going to have to replace them again? I think Tennessee needs the stability of hiring somebody that's going to be here multiple years. And I just think anybody that's kind of in that mold of potentially being a one and done, I just don't think that's good for the program to go that route. And Freddie Kitchens, does he want to get back into the college game? He's not been in the college game since 2004, Jason. Does he want to recruit? How does Cleveland finish out? If they finish out strong, I don't know if they're going to, keep their current interim head coach, but, does the new guy want to keep Freddie Kitchens around to call ball plays because he's done a pretty good job with Baker Mayfield?
Is there a realistic possibility that Tennessee will talk to Cliff Kingsbury?
I don't think so. I mean, he just seems like he's better suited for a different league than the SEC, and maybe even go to the NFL. I don't see that one. But I mean, you never say never. I just don't see it.
Well, Austin, all that being said, what do you think is the most likely outcome? What do you see happening?
Well, I think that, Jeremy Pruitt's going to go with somebody he's familiar with. And, Dan Enos at Alabama makes sense to me. Chip Lindsey makes sense to me. I just think at the end of the day, Jeremy Pruitt's going to hire somebody that he's comfortable with, understands him, he understands them. I don't think he's going to go outside and make a hire. The thing about Tyson Helton, he knew Tyson. Tyson recruited his area when he was at Hoover High School, 12 years ago. But he never worked with Tyson before. I think it's going to be somebody that Jeremy Pruitt's worked with. I really do. I just ultimately, the Tyson Helton hire was not a great hire. And at the end of the day, Tennessee got lucky that he got a head job, which is something that he wanted to have happen. Tennessee gets off the hook for the $2.4 million that they owed him over the next 2 years, and it's a win-win for everybody.
With early signing day just a couple of weeks away, what do you think the timetable of this hire is looking like?
Ultimately, I think it boils down to what does Jeremy Pruitt want. I do think he wants somebody that he's familiar with, but, as Jason brought up, Freddie Kitchens, he's not going to be available until January. So I think it all depends on who you go after and who you want. If it's somebody that's readily available, you want to go ahead and get them in the fold now. If it's somebody you're going to have to wait on, like Dan Enos at Alabama, who is going to be going through the playoff through January, or Freddie Kitchens in the NFL going to be going through January, then you have to play the long game, and you're going to have to explain to any of these recruits that are on the offensive side of the ball, hey, here's my vision. This is who I think we're going to hire.
I don't like to bring this up but I have to because it could happen. When I look at the numbers on the coaching staff on the defensive side of the football, you have basically three secondary coaches. You have Pruitt, you got Terry Frazier, you have Charles Kelly. If you make a move with the coordinator, but then you have to shuffle the coaching numbers, there may be a casualty on the defensive side of the football with the coaching staff. Agree or disagree?
Well, I mean, I do think that that's a possibility, just based off the fact that you also have, two linebacker coaches.
Yeah.
I do think it's a possibility. Although, if you just promote within, and again, I don't know if Wilfred wants that headache. If you promote within, do you just promote John Lilly or Joe Ossovet? And then how does that shift everything? If you promote John Lilly, then he'd obviously coach tight ends because that's what he's familiar with. Does that shift Niedermeyer to running backs and then Winky to quarterbacks, which would just be kind of a natural progression. He played quarterback. I think it just depends. I think there's a possibility of that. but I think it's too early to kind of look at that right now and go, yeah, that's what I think they'll do. Because ultimately, if they don't promote from within, Jason, and they don't hire a quarterback coach, they're going to need a quarterback coach.
Austin Price here from VolQuest here on the Swain Event. A lot of folks don't understand how big a deal John Lilly is. I was trying to tell the guys during the break, didn't have enough time before we came back. Can you give folks kind of a understanding of John Lilly's, I guess, respect level in coaching circles and really how good he is as a coach?
Well, has great respect from, all across the country. A veteran coach, just a solid offensive mind, and he's helped his team in game planning, in individual stuff, all year long. To go on the field, I think he could help this team. He's coached tight ends a long time. I think he's a great resource for Brian Niedermeyer when, they're, in staff meetings to say, hey, how would you handle this with the tight end? Brian's in his first year as an on-the-field coach, and he's growing and getting better as a coach. Brian's an ace recruiter because he's never met a stranger, as Coach Pruitt's talked about so many times. But on the field, he's still growing and getting better, and I think John Lilly helps that. I think John Lilly was good for Will Friend and Tyson Helton in game planning, and he's just a guy that Coach Pruitt leans on. He called him the eyes and ears on the offensive side of the ball 6 or 8 months ago, and it would make total sense, because they've worked together before. If they promote within, that John Lilly would be given a shot to be on the staff.
Well, Austin, shifting gears a little bit, that early signing day is coming up here in about 3 weeks. What are the latest headlines on the recruiting side of things?
Well, all eyes kind of on Eric Gray. He's hosting some coaches this week, including Jeremy Pruitt. His first ever 3-time winner of Mr. Football in the state of Tennessee. Still committed to Michigan, but there's no chance he signs there. Tennessee or the Mississippi school. What?
Sorry, man. You funny, Austin. You funny. You ain't slick, no chance he signed there. Sorry, man. I thought it was funny.
Just got to tell them the truth.
I mean, I know. I got you.
Pruitt and company are, heavily in the state of Georgia today. Grayson High School is a place that they'll be camped out at. To see Wanya Morris, Owen Papo, Kenyatta Watson. Yesterday they were over in the state of Alabama, Charlie, to see Talia Tagovailoa and George Pickens,
bring on George,
5-star wide receiver. And then they were out to see Henry. Jason, you actually say this name really good, or I struggle with it.
To'o, baby.
There we go, baby.
To'o.
To'o. Kind of like Okparogane. Once you say it a few times, it becomes easy, but at first it's like Ockerpine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they're out and about in a lot of different places over the course of the next 3 or 4 days, and then they'll head back to campus this weekend and get ready for some official visits.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. Austin, always fun to talk to you. Really appreciate your time. And we will talk to you next time, man. Get back on those phones. Find us offense coordinator. Get us the scoop, Austin.
All right. Anything for you, Jason.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks.
See you, buddy.
I forgot to ask him about one name. I'll text him and ask him. Or I'll call during the break and ask him and then kind of relay it back. There was one other name I want to mention and ask him about. But let me do this before we go to break because it's already 9:30. Austin mentioned George Pickens over there at Hoover High School.
Please, Lord.
And I mentioned earlier in the show that we had to touch on some recruiting stuff and how Auburn's mess could benefit Tennessee, and that's what I mean. Owen Papo, I think we're good with Owen right now. George Pickens is a player that we have connections to because of our Hoover connections. He's currently a Hoover. He is not a burner at wide receiver, but the dude's a baller. One of the best high school wide receivers to ever come out of the state of Alabama. He's a real deal. And there's a tie to this Tennessee coaching staff with George Pickens. Why would you even want to go to Auburn if you're George Pickens? Anyways, never mind. I don't know why. But with Gus Malzahn's future in question, there's opportunity for Tennessee George Pickens. I am told that he will be taking a visit here soon. So that could be a huge get for Tennessee. He's not the burner, but he's a straight-up football player. Ball skills on 10. What Steve Turkey Man would say, his ball skills is on fleek.
Or what would Randy Moss say?
Straight cash, homie.
Well, that, and he mosses folks.
He mosses folks. Go look at Pickens' highlight film. It is a Randy Moss highlight film.
Correct.
Yeah.
You have the segment on Monday Night Football. You got mossed.
Yeah.
This kid's going to end up on that several times throughout his college career and potentially pro career.
Yes, 100%. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sautéed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
November is a big shopping month. You know the big box stores are going to fight for your dollars, but do they care about anything else? Don't forget about your locally owned stores like Better Mattress. They care about way more than just your dollar, and they work harder to earn your business. That means you get a better product, better service, and better deals. During November, get an adjustable base for just $1 with select mattress purchase. That's a savings of up to $1,200. Better Mattress has prices, service, and products you can't get anywhere else. My Better Mattress adjustable base, you can get one for just $1 with select purchases at Better Mattress this month. Start shopping now at bedrmattress.com. Good night just got better.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Up goes your car insurance.
insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
This bumper music is so appropriate for our next caller here, because our next caller is Buck Nasty. Buck Nasty, good morning.
What, shaking bacon?
What's up, man? What's up?
Oh, not a lot. It's colder than a well digger's hind end here in West Tennessee this morning, and it's deer season.
It is cold, man. It is cold. It was cold.
I didn't know. I'm waiting on the breaking news from some guy with a huge thing of chaw in his mouth and some safety glasses on to come through and tell us who our next OC is going to be.
Hey, man, hook him up with me because I'm trying to find out too, man.
He references you all the time saying Swain's broke this news all year and this, that, and another. I don't know, them jagaloons from over here. I ain't even going to mention it. I ain't even going to give them a shout out.
I'm trying to work on my sources, man. I need some more sources. I'm trying to find out what's going on.
I need a source, not just some sources. I just need a source.
I got you, man. I think if you listen to the last segment, I think you got some really good information.
I did. There's a great little tidbit Austin Price dropped on us there.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee's going to do classic Tennessee. I don't think we're going to go after the sexy hire, the flashy hire, the big name guy, this, that, no. We're going to, if it's not Will Friend, it's going to be somebody that 90% of the fan base is going to have to Google. Is that a pretty fair assumption?
If the fan base has to Google a guy with SEC experience, that says more about the fan base than it says about the guy.
I ain't got a lot of hope for us, Wayne.
I mean, hey, I understand how you feel. I mean, you look at some of the last head coaching hires. You look at how things have went. I understand not having a lot of confidence. I totally get it. I'm not going to sit here and say, come on, you got to believe, and come on while you're negative. Have you seen Tennessee in the last couple of years? I get it. I totally get it. But if you don't know who Dan Enos is, if you don't know Chip Lindsey, if you don't know guys who have been in the SEC once or twice or in the last 5 years, then that says more about the fan base and you as a fan than the hire, because these are dudes who have been doing it in the SEC. So I think what happens, Buck Nasty, is everyone just gets fixated on the name, and they don't even think about if they're a good fit or not. I mean, yeah, Hugh Freeze is a good name, whatever, but he got a lot of baggage. He does, and I'm all for second chances. I really believe in second chances, and I hope Hugh Freeze gets another one. But I understand if Tennessee doesn't make that move. There's questions off the field. There's questions schematically. So I get it. I think folks set themselves up for failure because they always go with the name first. Always.
I agree with that.
Yeah, they always.
I think, when we talked last year, when Pruitt was hired, that the offensive coordinator had to be right. The hire had to be right.
Yes.
Because he done told you he's running a wing T if he has anything to do with it.
Yes.
And this season, we can kind of put off, we didn't have no studs. We can kind of play it off. This hire has to be the right one. This is make or break you right here, bub.
Yeah,
this one has got to be in the breadbasket. There ain't going to be no excuses year 3. They're going to be looking at you like, you don't know what you're talking about, Jack. You've got to skedaddle. And I don't know what he's going to do. And I don't know what the right hire is. For God's sake, last year I called in and said, hire Bobby Petrino, and look where that went. I don't know where you go with it, but he has to get this one right. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. And Pruitt's first flaw as a head coach at Tennessee was hiring Tyson Helton. He got that one wrong. But it wasn't a situation where you had the talent. It was supposed to be a big year, and the offense coordinator hire was the reason why you didn't get to to the SC championship game. Now you probably could have got to a bowl game, maybe, but get this mistake behind you in year one. Pruitt has to get this one right. You are absolutely right, Buck Nasty. I'm with you 100% on that one, man.
All right, my man, I'm going to jump off here, and I'm ready to hear some of that hot fire y'all got on the recruiting trail and pick up on some of these names. That Pickens boy's legit, son. Watch your tape.
Hey, I'm trying to get them, man. I'm trying.
Pull them strings, baby. Call it in, and let's get some of them $100 handshakes going around. I'll pass the hand.
Hey, now, no, Buck Nasty, no. Bad boy.
I'm ready to send Hugh Freeze down there with a duffel bag full of cash and a burner phone.
No, Buck Nasty. We can't do that. Love you, man. Have a good.
Love you guys. Y'all be good.
Have a good one, man.
Great call. Great call.
I'm still trying to figure out what it's as cold as what in West Tennessee?
I believe he said a well digger's hind end.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. I love Buck Nasty's energy, man. Put me on the phone with George Pickens.
This
Put Buck Nasty on the phone with him.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He'll be talking about $100 handshakes and stuff.
No.
This is an interesting question that we didn't really address with Wilfred. This is from Carter Hancock. And first with Carter Hancock, he said earlier in the comments he's watching from Bahrain. He's there deployed in the military.
Where is that?
I believe it might have. We got a bunch of comments today, so it might be gone.
Let me get my Google out.
I
think y'all smarter than me. I got Google.
Where's Bahrain?
I'm the smartest
Middle
dude.
East?
I'm the smartest dude in America. Y'all do realize that, all right? Because I have Google.
Internet access.
If I got Google, man,
it's an island
Alex Trebek, holla at your boy.
An island country in the Persian Gulf.
See? Look at that. We knew that. We got Google. If
I didn't Google that.
If I can use Google on Jeopardy, oh man,
that was off the dome. I didn't need Google for that.
Was it because that's what Wikipedia says? The very first line.
You're not supposed to divulge sources,
ever.
Charlie.
Smartest dude ever.
But he asks on Wilfred. First of all, yes, big shout out there because he's in Bahrain, deployed in the military.
Yeah, appreciate your service.
But he asked, is there any clarity on if Friend was calling plays at Colorado State, or was it his boss, Mike Bobo?
He was calling plays.
He was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was calling plays. And I hope you picked up what I threw down early in the show and what Austin just threw down about Friend actually wanting to do it. Friend's capable of doing it. He just doesn't want to do it because he has his hands full with the offensive line. He's capable of doing it. People, it's Larry Scott. It's not Larry Scott. Larry Scott never called plays. All right, I had this point, and if I don't use it, I'm going to lose it, so I'm going to make it anyways.
You better write it down.
No, I got it right here. I'm about to make it right now. The reason why you also don't get caught up in names. So from 1998 to 2003, after replacing Tom Osborne, who is a legend, college football legend in Nebraska. Nebraska went out and they hired Frank Solich. The dude went 58-19 in 6 years, a 75% winning percentage. Nebraska boosters and donors and decision makers didn't like the way that it looked. So they went after a big name. They fired Frank Solich. The dude won 75% of his games. First season, he goes 9-4. Second season, what'd he go? 11-1, 12-1. The third season, he only lost 2 games.
Just something similar.
And then I think the fourth season, fifth season, I think he only lost 4 games, something like that. And in one season, he went
7-7.
7-7. And then they fired him. Then they went out and got the big name, the sexy name, When you say sexy, you got to whisper.
No, you don't.
Sexy name.
I'm about to mute your mic on your own show.
The sexy name.
You got to quit that. Quit being nasty. You're breaking rule number 1 of the Swain Event.
You want sexy? They got the sexy name in Bill Callahan from the Oakland Raiders. Sexy name.
God, I'm about to take my headphones off.
And he was trash in Nebraska. Al Davis loves the vertical passing game. That's where Bill Callahan came from. And Bill Callahan in 4 years went 27-22, 55% winning percentage. It ain't all about the sexy name. It's about, are you qualified? Is it a fit? If you heard nothing else today, qualifications, if it's a fit. If you do that, if you follow those 2 things, everything else will take care of itself. That's fine. You can get the hottest girl at the club you want to, but is she broke and she not smart? At some point, the looks are going to wear off, unless she's Halle Berry. At some point, the looks are going to wear off, unless she's like Angela Bassett, who's like 60 and he's still.
I'm keeping my comments to myself.
But you got to be careful with just the name. It has to be substance. It has to be a fit. Dude's got to be qualified. Got to be qualified. And I think Pruitt's going to get someone he trusts. He needs someone he trusts. He can't do what he did this past year with Tyson Hill. He can't do it. He got to get somebody he trusts.
Name that's also been thrown around that we haven't touched on. Kendall Briles.
Nope.
Yep, that's how I feel.
Nope.
Who threw that name around?
I've seen a bunch of different people.
Fans.
Trying to find exactly who it was. I think it was on Facebook or maybe.
It was a Rocky Top VFL Facebook group?
Probably.
Fall for Life. I don't know who it was. I had it pulled up, but now it's gone. But it's been multiple people. I had somebody yesterday say that I asked people for their takes on who Tennessee should hire, and I have multiple people say Kendall Briles.
He's a great offensive coordinator.
Phenomenal offensive coordinator.
Got baggage though.
But he's about to interview for the Texas State job, to be a head coach.
Texas State has gotten a lot of blowback for that. I've seen a lot of national media members that cover college football as a whole.
Well, just in short, Tennessee could 100% justify Hugh Freeze, and then saying
exactly. I see where you're going.
You know where we've brought up Hugh Freeze, and I've had other fans of other teams say, "You guys are such hypocrites. You didn't want Schiano because of this and that, and you want Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze is a totally different thing. Kendall Briles, though." That stuff at Baylor was bad, and he was right around it. Was he directly involved in it? That's up for debate.
And that's violence against women.
Yeah,
and that's more current.
I don't know, man.
Where you probably have more information.
He was more involved with that than Schiano was with the Sandusky.
Most likely.
Yeah. So I mean, you can say Hugh Freeze and justify that being different than Schiano. I don't know how you do that with Kendall Briles. If you didn't want Schiano for the right reasons that most fans didn't want him, you can't say no to Schiano and say yeah to Kendall Briles.
I mean, that's why Auburn was looking at Kendall Briles, and once that became public and the backlash, they kind of went away from it.
No, that's you can't do that.
No, that's a no for me, dog. As the great. What's that guy's name? Randy
Jackson.
Yeah.
It's a no for me, dog.
No for me, dog. Yeah, I didn't ask. Sorry about that, Robbie. I did not ask Austin about Harrison Bailey, 2020 quarterback from Marietta High School, teammate of Ramel Keaton, who will be committing this week. There has been some talk that he may reclassify and be a 2019 quarterback.
Uh-oh.
He's picking between Tennessee and Michigan. What happens there? You have Brian Maurer committed. There's some other opportunities to get some big-time quarterbacks. I think Tennessee needs to load up on quarterbacks. I think, and I've said this before, doesn't mean that I'm not confident in Jared. I think you listen to the program, you know how I feel about Jared this year. I don't have the same take as a lot of other folks, but I need a competition at every position. I need more talent at every position, more competition, because the cream rises to the top. That's what I need. I need to see that. And so if Tennessee can get Harrison Bailey and reclassify him, kind of like what happened with Jake Bentley at South Carolina, then all right, let's roll. That might hurt your chances with Tagovailoa, who I don't think he's a lock to Alabama. I think there's a chance for some other schools to get in there. Who's going to make it happen?
I think I've said this all along since we had these discussions back in the summer. I think he's just playing the recruiting game. I think he's Alabama bound. And if he doesn't go to Alabama, I think he would go to LSU. Coach O had been on him like crazy. He'd been driving his Hummer over there to Thompson High School outside of Birmingham.
I ain't doubting Niedermeyer, man. He was down in Alabama.
Fair enough.
Yesterday, what's the day? Yesterday. He was down there yesterday. So I'm not doubting Niedermeyer. He was down there seeing George Pickens and Talia. And I don't think he's a lot to Alabama. I think more likely he goes to Alabama unless something happens. But it's gonna be fun, man. Recruiting is gonna be fun.
It's not that I doubt Niedermeyer. I mean, he's a phenomenal recruiter. It's just LSU at the current state of the program is more appealing than Tennessee, as is Alabama. Obviously,
more relationships with Tennessee and Alabama than LSU though for Tagovailoa because of Niedermeyer. So sorry, Robbie didn't get an update on Harrison Bailey.
But
I reached out to Austin about another question. So I did ask Austin about T. Martin, just because, and Austin says he doesn't think that's a possibility. So just want to throw that out, and I'm asking about Harrison Bailey. Hopefully we got enough time to get an answer from him.
Well, he's got
Austin's so
2
busy.
minutes. Well, he did say he's glued to his phone, so
T's in an interesting situation too, because a lot of talk about him getting replaced right now. They're
replaced.
Swan
Lynn.
Swan is keeping Tyson Helton's brother out there, and then there was talk I saw yesterday of them going after Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh well, I mean, hey, if you want to replace, you want to bring him as offensive coordinator, heck yeah. But T ain't going nowhere from that staff if he wants to, because he is the best recruiter on that staff. He is
that's worth a lot.
He is a conference recruiter of the year multiple times. No, he ain't going anywhere. T is valuable to any staff because of recruiting. But if you want to, and again, this is Helton trying to save his butt. If you want to bring in a guy like that thinking it's going to save you, then yeah, go for it. He's a big boy. He understands that. You gotta save everybody's job. So if Kingsbury can save everyone's job, then you gotta do it. I understand it.
I say we just go give a call to Sean McVay, Sean Payton.
They'll listen for the right price.
Exactly. If we can pay 1.2 to Tyson Helton, we can do 2.4 or higher.
We can do $9 million to Sean Payton.
Or we can just go get Sean Payton and move Jeremy Pruitt, the defensive coordinator.
Exactly. Now there's the move.
And then Urban Meyer's about to be out of a gig. We can bring Urban Meyer in as the OC.
Why not?
I would lose my mind if Urban coached at Tennessee.
Harrison Bailey, the 2020 quarterback, is committing this week, and he has shut off all communication with everyone, according to AP. So
it's either really good or really bad.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. A lot of time until the early signing period. It's going to be fun. That's for sure. Thanks for your ears today. For Ben McKee and Charlie Burris, I am Jason Swain. We hope you have a great Tuesday. Peace and love. The Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com.